A very good morning to our Honourable Founder and Managing Trustee, Ms. Nellie Ahmed, who is also the State President of the Assam Sustainable Development Goals Council, respected Chief Guest, Mrs. Paramjeet Kaur Dhillon, National President of the Sustainable Development Goals Council, WICCI, Ms. Charu Chabra, Vice President, WICCI SDG Council Principal, Academics, Kamla Nehru Public School, Phagwara, Punjab, Principal of MPS, Mausami Mahanta, distinguished dignitaries from the fields of sustainable business, Alaknanda ma'am, and distinguished dignitaries from the fields of sustainable business, education, entrepreneurship, conservation, and to our teachers and students. We would like to start today's program with a rendition of our state anthem sung by our respected teacher, Namrata Pathak Borra ma'am, and assisted by Deep Jyoti Datta sir. We would now request all to kindly stand up and honor the state anthem.
The United Nations Sustainability Development Goals are not merely a set of global targets, but as a roadmap towards building a future that is inclusive, resilient, and sustainable. Yet, these goals cannot be achieved by governments alone. They require the combined efforts of educational institutions, businesses, communities, and individuals, with young people playing a central role towards driving change. The spirit of collaboration lies at the heart of the United Nations Economic and Social Council's 2026 Youth Forum, which brings together young leaders from across the globe to accelerate progress towards the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. It is the same spirit that guides the Women's Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, or WICCI, which strongly believes that when women are empowered, communities prosper and sustainable development becomes a reality. By advocating women-led development, policy innovation, environmental responsibility, and social equity, WICCI reinforces the idea that meaningful progress begins when every voice is given an equal opportunity to lead.
It is with this shared vision under the inspiring leadership of Nellie Ma'am that the WICCI Assam SDG Council and Marias Public School proudly present the SDG and ESD Conclave 2026. This two-day conclave seeks to bring together educators, government organizations, NGOs, SDG experts, and students on one common platform. Over the next 2 days, we hope to exchange ideas, encourage innovation, strengthen partnerships, and explore practical solutions that will contribute towards a more sustainable future, not only for Assam, but for the entire community of Northeast India as a whole. With that, it is our privilege to introduce you all to the SDG and ESD Conclave 2026.
Trustee of Marias Public School Guwahati and the State President of the SDG Council, WICCI Assam, she actively champions educational excellence, women's leadership, and the integration of sustainable development goals across regional frameworks. We would now request Nellie Ma'am to kindly address us.
Thank you, my wonderful girls. A very good morning to the amazing ladies and gentlemen here, present here, and a warm welcome to Paramjit Kaur Dhillon, National President, SDG Council, WICCI India. Welcome, ma'am, to Guwahati, to Assam. Charu Chabra, welcome, ma'am, Vice President, SDG Council, WICCI India. Alakananda, you are popularly known as Pompey. A very warm welcome to you. To Principal Moshibi Mohanto for being here, encouraging the students to be what they are today, for doing the SDG goals truly in their chapters in school. To the esteemed gathering of acclaimed women of business, educators, and the visionary youth of Assam. My dear students and teachers of Maria's Public School, Guwahati, Assam, India. To the dignitaries, the presenters who are here, I wish you a very warm welcome in today's esteemed gathering. And none other than we have big stalwarts like Pompey and Paramjit ma'am, who will take back a lot of stories from the school to the others. Thank you, ma'am, for being here. Welcome, Meeta, for being here too, who's another stalwart for SDG goals and achieving a lot more, but we are yet to hear from you. We stand at a critical crossroads where the global vision of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, which we call SDGs, must meet the local reality of our soil. As targeted by the United Nations and also WICCI, the year 2030 is not a distant deadline. It is a solemn promise to humanity to leave no one behind. For the state of Assam and the wider Northeast, this promise requires more than just awareness. It demands a radical integration of SDGs into our education, community, and ecosystems. In our region, the challenges are unique, surely so. We rejoice at the pride of Assam, our greater one-horned rhino, thriving in Povitora. Yet we also face the annual trials of horrific monsoon floods in Upper Assam that has resulted in loss of lives and vital habitats. The last week was indeed eventful for us as we were busy planning and preparing for this conclave and were also engaged in a large flood relief collection drive to send aid to the villages of Upper Assam battling against the forces of nature. The effects of climate change is visible in front of our eyes as we are trying to listen to the cries of those affected by the floods, where the numbers of lives to the cries of those affected are soaring higher every day. At the WICCI Assam SDG Council, I strongly believe that true empowerment begins when we transition from being passive observers to the active change makers and the action takers who understand the global and regional existential problems through the lens of education for sustainable development, the foundation for today's gathering. And a lot of this goes to you students who must actually take this into action. To truly innovate, unite, and transform, we must bridge the gap between the classrooms and the boardrooms. I welcome you all to the two-day event, which we are having again tomorrow, WICCI MPS SDG and ESD Conclave 2026, where we bring diverse, sustainable business sectors into our learning environment. In Northeast India, whether it is ecotourism, sustainable entrepreneurship, or green technology, the businesses are shaping the road to 2030. Through events like this, and by involving the business community and chambers like the WICCI SDG Council, Assam, we create a cross-council skilling network that prepares for a student for future where profit is derived from how they make their money in a sustainable manner and not being oblivious of the present and the future. The education ecosystem in Assam, inspired by strategies like those at Maria's Public School, have become hubs for SDG experiential learning. Through interdisciplinary initiatives, women and youth empowerment is the multiplier of local action. When we empower a student or a teacher with a basic SDG and ESD training, we build a generation capable of healing our planet from ground up. Business in Assam can play a transformative role in achieving the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals by moving beyond traditional philanthropy and focusing on how they conduct their core operations. And according to the theme of this SDG and ESD Conclave 2026, businesses are seen as shaping the road to 2030 through innovation and unity. I'm so glad a lot of our presenters will give their scheme of work and their enterprise, which we ought to learn a lot from. Thank you for being here and making your time. Starting today, we bring to you discussions, brainstorming and action planning on how businesses in Assam can specifically contribute based on the shifting in the business paradigms, responsible production, sustainable entrepreneurship, strategic partnerships and collaborations. I am happy to initiate this platform, which is embracing a whole society approach for SDG understanding and integration. This conclave also draws on the Education for Sustainable Development, ESD strategies of Maria's Public School, highlighting the integration of sustainability into the learning ecosystem, where we believe that we hold the power to transform our communities through opportunities, exposure and empowerment. Let us commit today to be active participants in healing our planet and uplifting the roots. Let us delve deep and discover leadership through the WICCI SDG Council, Assam, by bringing in discussions that would spark policy recommendations, knowledge sharing and mentoring, advocacy, mentorship in education, strategic business partnerships, sustainable entrepreneurship, community service and regional action by supporting local talent and efforts from different business sectors. Immerse yourselves in inhaling the enigma of Assam and the Northeast as we embark on a wonderful learning journey of education for sustainable development, the MPS WICCI way. Thank you all. Over to you, students. Thank you.
He serves on the IUCN CEC Steering Committee and leads regional youth climate and conservation initiatives. I now request Dr. Biswajit Dey to kindly deliver the program overview.
I feel extremely fortunate to address you all today as a proud member of the SDG ESD Conclave 2026 Secretariat, also comprising of two of my super colleagues, Mr. Mansoor Rahman and Sonia Nangia Chaudhary. Please give them a big hand. The Secretariat actually needs an applause. Thank you so much, who have helped us in making Nellie Ma'am's vision of this conclave a reality. As we are about to embark on a journey of experiences and learning, special thanks to you, Nellie Ma'am, for giving us this opportunity. The past weeks were enriching whirlwinds, I must say. It is indeed a pleasure to meet Paranjit Kaur Dhillon Ma'am, and I am indeed both happy and shaky at the same time to meet one of my veteran British Council mentors today. Because people like Paranjit Kaur Dhillon Ma'am have actually given us the pointers for national education policy much before it was decided by the Ministry of Education. Thank you so much, ma'am. As we prepare ourselves for day one of the conclave, we feel privileged to be among some of the significant stakeholders of sustainability in Northeast India, amidst 9 dynamic individuals from diverse sustainable business sectors. We are eager to be inspired and guided by their life's journey, which is more important. Visions and pathways of our distinguished guest speakers who would inspire us today to lay down the first stepping stones to understand the true meaning of SDG and ESD. We are deeply honored to have you all with us. Dr. Alakananda Das, Pakiza Rahman, Architect Neha Kalparashar, Mr. Narmohan Das, Shushmita Bharali ma'am, Krishnamani Hazarika, Sangamitra Kalita, Ainame Fandu, and Jigyasha Kashyap, our own alumni, would take us on an unforgettable journey on the first day of the conclave. Brace yourselves, participants. The students and teachers are going to present before you all the integration of SDGs and strategies of education and sustainable development with a small showcase of projects designed, executed and documented for not just the SDG goals, but also to adhere to the mandates of the CBSE board, the guidelines of the National Education Policy, the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, because we are being bombarded by many mandates like every month. Like there are circulars coming to the principal almost every month. We have to do this project, we have to do that project. But how much of it can we actually imbibe in the minds of the students? That is something that needs to be planned and strategized in a very meticulous manner. We are also having the guidelines from international organizations like IUCN and the United Nations, who have also given us our strategies and mandates. We would also humbly join a SDG ESD roundtable open discussion after all the speakers have shared their life's journey, right after their presentations, where our students are brimming with a lot of questions to ask you all. How did you start the business? How did you take it forward? What were the challenges? Tell us. If we are the budding entrepreneurs, we want to hear your life's journey, because you need to hold their hands at some point of time. They are wonderful. The students are the real superhumans and the real supermen and the superwomen in our school, but they need just a bit of handholding. I thank you all for being with us today. Our students are brimming with a lot of questions, as I said, to understand the essential balance between environment, economy and ethics. Over to Enakshi and Ayushmita.
Thank you, sir. To introduce our chief guest for today, Dr. Paramjit Kaur Dhillon. A pioneer in education for sustainable development, Dr. Dhillon has transformed Kamla Nehru Public School into a global model of SDG implementation, recognized internationally with awards like the Global Teacher Award and Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert. She leads global initiatives integrating all 17 sustainable development goals directly into school curriculums and community action. We would now request Nellie ma'am to kindly felicitate Mrs. Dhillon.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Honourable Nellie Ahmed ma'am, the founder, principal and the trustee of Maria's Public School. Roshni ma'am, the principal, Alexandra ma'am and Sonia's sister, Meeta, and my colleague, Dr. Charu Chhabra. And all those wonderful entrepreneurs who are present here, the women who are into the business. This salute goes for all of you for being part of this global movement of sustainability. Thank you very much for being what you are and what you're doing. God bless you all. I've come all the way from Punjab, not to talk about a school. I'm here to share a story. A story about a question. And the question is, a child walks into the school and stays with us for good 15 years. In these 15 years, plenty of lessons are there, plenty of conversations are there, plenty of meetings are there. What are we trying to prepare this child? Are we there as a school to give him the best academics, teach him technology, teach him some brilliance, or it is something more enduring? Can he really lead? Can he be creative? Can he work to build a sustainable world? I believe this is one question on which we have been working all these years. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll walk you through our school, a journey of 10 long years of sustainable development. 2015 it started, it's 26. And we have been working for all these 11 years with sustainable development goals. We live it, we breathe, we practice, we preach. And I'll take you to the playground and to the classroom. Here we go. So when United Nations decided that these 17 goals is the way forward, and it's going to remove all poverty and bring goodness and happiness to the planet also, like every other school, we embraced it too. We did talk about it, we did create awareness, we did put the posters on the walls and did everything possible. But soon we realized sustainable development goals are not portraits to be put on the walls. It is dealing with the people. We need to change the people who are supposed to realize these goals. So the first and the foremost thing which we had to do was transforming mindset. And where did this transformation begin? It began from the students, from the teachers, from all of us in the school. The moment you walk into the school, you see this 25 feet tall wall. It's a constant reminder to every child that we are supposed to work for these sustainable development goals. It is the visitors who are coming in. They also find that. The parents, everybody knows it's sustainable development goals which we are supposed to work for. We practice, preach and promote sustainable development goals. Children, when they go through it, when they experience it, then they work for sustainable development. So this is how we do about. And then the moment we come together, it's a morning assembly, and it is we can change the world is what we believe in. Moving on, this is the students ambassadors which we have. Every child, apart from the 2 monitors, we also have the SDG monitors. We have gone a step ahead when in the Students' Council, now every house has 2 SDG advocates. That's how we go about. And then we breathe. SDGs are visible in the campus. This is a birthday card which we give to every child during the morning assembly. And then the child comes on the stage. 10 years, 10th birthday, we give 10 claps. And then the child comes on the stage and forward and says, I love SDG 3. Or my favorite goal is SDG 4, quality education, and I'll work for it. So it's talking about SDG goals every day in the morning assembly. It's not limited to the birthday card. This is school almanac. There also it's SDGs. There in the front, in the back, everything has to do with SDGs. This is a school magazine. Again, SDGs are visible over there. Stories of SDGs are there, put into this magazine compiled up together. And then, when people start believing, the movement starts. That movement becomes visible in the school. This is the climate action wall. You know, you work for the climate, it will be colorful as that, and time is ticking by. You don't work for this climate, it will be gray and black. All these are paintings prepared by our children. And again, it's a constant reminder. And then, of course, my kindergarten, full of life, full of energy. They understand what climate action is all about. And then came, after the mindset, it was transforming the campus. And when it comes to transforming the campus, this is one thing which we've done. This is the peace pole which is there in the central courtyard. Every time a child crosses the central courtyard, he or she knows that I have to work for peace. I have to be an ambassador of peace. Again, the SDG colors are there on this pole, all painted by the students of 11th and 12th who opted for fine arts. And then, see, all this is being done up, and that's where ultimately we could put the pole. First it was painted and then it was done. The children love to leave the footprints around. And that's what we exactly did. When we had the SDG art fair, so the footprints were put, and that is the corridor of our school where the footprint tree was put up. And they were so happy, this is my footprint. These are the SDG footprints. They know they are going to work for SDGs. This is how we go about. 10,000 perhaps more educators have been guided online, face-to-face when it comes to SDGs. I'm available for anybody, everybody, anytime, 24/7, there to conduct a workshop for all the teachers to make them understand what is this SDGs, what can we do about it. So that was the training of the SDGs. 1,000 Arjuna trees planted. Planting a sapling is easy, but a tree takes many years. The realization, now going and visiting the trees planted by the children is one thing, they just love to do it. And then we realized something beautiful, a transformed campus we had. And this transformed campus inspires transformed learning. And now I'll take you to the classrooms. Oh my God, first the playgrounds. So our playgrounds also teach SDGs, we practice, teach and promote. This is the climate action banner prepared by the children. They were sitting in the corridor like this and they painted it, and ultimately they performed using this huge massive banner as such. Moving on, suppose we have 3 sections of grade 3 or 4 sections of this particular class. All of them perform together in the playground. It is the field events, it is the track events, but on the final day of the sports day, it is a performance of the children in the central arena of the 200-meter track. And all these are connected with SDGs. Even if it is, this is the yoga which is going on, that is the 11th and 12th, to have them in the playground and perform is, what they like. So it is modeling by them for SDGs, carrying the SDG symbols. And of course, this is our 15th sports meet, and every time we pick up a goal and we work on it. So this was say no to drugs and yes to life. And we had Marco Teixeira, the regional representative of United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, UNODC. He came to the school and he saw this and he was very, very happy. And the project which we were doing as such was Rise Up for Peace. It was SDG 16, Peace, Justice and Strong Institutions. So the entire performance right from grade 1 to grade 12, one group, another group coming and performing on SDG 16 because that's the goal we had chosen at that particular time. And then the next year we had in 25, we had War and Peace from Dreams to Hope. Lots of war around. And we have Mr. Satya Bhushanji, he was here, he's the Associate Professor Statistics, International Relations Division, NCRT. And he was here with us. It was plenty of wars here. We did not glorify war. We actually promoted peace. Why do we have wars? It is the arms dealers, right? And then it started from World War I, World War II, and so on and so forth to the latest wars. But why should we have wars when peace is something which we all want to embrace? The journey was such that we talked about the scientists who were there during the World War I and II. We talked about Einstein. We talk about the role of Indian soldiers in World War I and World War II. There were millions who had gone and participated in these wars. Some of them never came back. Some of them were given Victoria Cross. So it was learning, it was experiential learning, it was feeling, it was performing, it was dancing, and it was all for peace. And of course, we promote AI in a big way and we use it. There are opinions, there are 2 schools of thought. Some do not appreciate it, but if my child has to live tomorrow, a world of AI, then definitely he should know how to use AI today. I like it, I don't like it. But my child should be competent enough to pick up careers in AI, and so we practice AI in a big way. The entire script of these world wars was done using AI. The performances, the songs were created using AI, and the parents were very, very happy, and so was Mr. Satya Prakash Bhushan, who was present with us. And ladies and gentlemen, these are our classrooms. The SDGs are splashed in the walls. The entire walls are the canvas. You do what you want. From playground to classrooms, we have to give some more time for this. From playground to classroom, you can see all these are papers which are stuck. And we don't inhibit gandi ho jayenge classroom. Our classrooms are no more, they're colorful. They tear it up year after year कि we are going to do it. And every year in the month of May we have them redone up. And the theme is always SDGs. So you can see that. And then the classroom changes into an exhibition hall. The neighborhood schools are called, the parents are called, and the communication skills of the children become much, much better because they are telling what they have done. And this is my project, they'll say. This is what I have learned. And then it's art integration. So they'll sing, they'll dance, they'll speak out, they'll do everything. They'll have a nukkar natak also in the classroom. And that's in the month of, normally in the month of April and end of April and first week of May, it's understanding each other. It is a bond which develops between newcomers and the teachers. That's how we go about. So again, this is after that, this is the Friendly AI STEM Festival. As we said, we talk a lot about AI. So that was, again, all this is being done. So again, the Friendly AI STEM Festival 2025. So again, our classroom, every child speak. It's not that I won't speak. There are 35 of them. Each one would say a line or two. Ladies and gentlemen, our school is in a village. The village is Chak Hakim. We have children coming from 65 villages. The parents are not even literal. There are some first generation students. The parents have gone for greener pastures to earn in New Zealand, in Australia, in USA, in Italy, in Germany. The parents have gone there. They're either staying with the grandparents and the parent calls up, ma'am, just teach my child how to communicate in English and teach him some IT skills. That is education for them. And to these children, we are training. We are putting dreams in their heads and hearts to live and live in a beautiful, sustainable world and contribute. For the STEM festival, we had the Deputy Director India, Shannon West from British Council. In fact, we won a STEM project. In one of the award ceremony, Shannon said that we'd love to come to your school. We've heard a lot about it. And so he came. Thank you so much, ma'am. And he said, I'm not going to come alone, ma'am. I said, oh, you're welcome, sir. Who's going to come along with you? He said, ma'am, Alba is going to come. She's the Deputy High Commissioner, UK Embassy, Chandigarh. So both of them came and they met all the children. And remember, we have the rural children. And these children with twinkling eyes, I want to be this, I want to be this. That's what we've done. In that part of Punjab, we're changing the community. And yes, some testing going on. Again, the STEM Festival. This is, we're talking about drugs, the drug wall as we call it. And again, the classrooms which are done up, be it be nursery, be it be grade 12, everywhere around it's like this. And this is the SDG Carnival again. We go for everything possible when it comes to SDGs. And then the next part which we had was, sorry, go ahead. And the next part which we had after the carnival came, this is a wonderful 61 feet long SDG poster. This is the hub schools, CBSE created hub schools, and we were the lead school. So we had, we don't limit SDGs to us and to our children. We spread it everywhere around. So these children came and they made a long poster of SDGs, and ultimately this is what they've done. So building that team, working for SDGs. So that's how it is. And then our curriculum is mapped with SDGs. Any subject, every subject, it is all SDGs, and this is on a school website. Move on. So it is class 1 to all the classes, transforming educational leadership. Moving on. So God's Grace, the chair for SDG Edu Chabal, the education wing, and then we move on to WICCI, God's Grace again, a push here to be have a responsibility, and we have great stalwarts with us like Nellie Madam, who has taken this a few steps forward. So, and then, yes, that's of course me, and then moving on, thank you ma'am for celebrating. Thank you so much. She's the founder of an education institution established in 1988. The more I went to your website, the more happy and satisfied I was of you. The amount of work you're doing. And your team with Viswajit, members like him, I know him. And you don't even limit yourself. You also have children coming from all parts of the country to the various projects which you have taken up. Thank you so much. It's leaders like you who change the world. It's leaders like you, ma'am, who can bring SDGs to live in the community. Thank you. So coming to transforming communities. So, this is the Global Goals Community Outreach. The parents were invited from all the villages and they love to go for everything. And then the next is we had 20 national, international beauties who came to a school and put 29 saplings over there. They were international, multinational contestants from different countries, and it was a great experience for our children. It was all WICCI SDGs. They're very happy and they wanted to visit our school. And then this is an opportunity which I got way back in 2019 when I went to USA headquarters and took part in the Education for Global Citizenship. It was an experience which I hold very close to my heart, meeting people, and then not to leave that. The next was attended the Innovation SDG Monitoring, and this was again in the year 2019, Lord's Foundation, Ford Foundation Center for Social Justice, again an experience which I always cherish. And then we don't leave it to our school, as we said, we have all the schools joining us. So the Jalandhar Sahodaya complex, which is about 100 odd schools, and then we have various competitions. So this was the self-composed rap. What do the children of 11 and 12 love? Rap. So we went for rap, and then they came. And then we went for the first ever research paper presentation, again 25 schools. We gave them the topics, they prepared their research, the guidelines were given early, but research is something very important, and they presented the paper also. And then this was say no to hate speech, with so much of happening on the national television or the national media, or whatever we call it. Lots of hate speech, and we wanted to bring awareness. Don't believe what you hear. Analyze it, weigh it, and then go ahead. We are here to live together. That's how we achieve Sustainable Development Goals. And this is one project which started way back in 2019 when nobody talked about AI. This is the Friendly AI in 2019. And in this, ladies and gentlemen, we had 2,400 students participating, 107 schools, and countries were 29. In 2019, since then, it's collaboration, it's working together, it's moving together. So it was all about AI. And this is another initiative which we had taken up. It was the COVID time, and all this happened online as such. In this, we had 1,064 educators, 9,525. How can we quote this figure? It is MS Form. We are a Microsoft Showcase school in that part of the country, and we don't have any Microsoft Showcase school. So we're pretty, God's grace and Microsoft's coaching and teaching to us, we're pretty good when it comes to the use of IT. So these numbers are there with us. 131 panelists, we had 20 sessions which were there as such for Rise Up Puppies, 61 countries participating. We would produce an e-newsletter, and we would give structured activities to children from different schools so that they could understand what SDG is all about. And then we would have we would even have the e-newsletter, and we'll also have the art gallery, which was then released. And children were so happy. They were not limited to India. It was so many countries, so many children were participating. And then during the COVID times, it is my phone is not working, slow through it. My laptop is not working, I have to teach. Let me get a new one or upgrade it. E-waste was heaps. So what is this e-waste? Why every developed country want to send the e-waste to India? Why should we be the dumping ground? So all this, and we wanted to create awareness. This was a student-led service project, because this is what they talked about. We had some partners of e-waste. When I put it in LinkedIn that this is what we want, I said we are going to pick up the e-waste for you. So all over India, we had some schools, even in Calcutta, who were part of this particular project. And then that's how we collected e-waste. We collected 4,830 kg of e-waste in different schools. And this was sold to these companies. They said, we will collect it from the schools you mentioned, and we all were paid for that. This was generating business. That's what we let the students know about it. Now, Road to Recovery was again all these international projects. Post-COVID, us being a Microsoft Showcase school, we could teach very well when it comes to online. Our children were literate enough, our teachers were pretty good at it. So our school opened during the COVID times after 1.5 years. Neither me nor my teachers, nobody went to the school, and we were working online. And all the parents were also involved. We actually taught them how to use it. So that's how it is. And then we found that there was a gap. We had to bridge that gap. There was an academic gap, gap, there was a behavior gap. When children came after 1.5 years, they were not walking the way they were walking earlier. They were not talking the way they were talking earlier. And mathematics had gone haywire, everything. And so we had to bridge the gap. And again, we took up some activities. Again, in this, we had quite a number of schools who had participated. And then, since we were all about SDGs, so this is the action research paper, which was all about integrating learning for mental health, SDG 3, good health and mental and well-being. So we did this and we got at national level, a paper was selected by the CBSE. Moving on, this is the Rise for Peace, where we collaborated with the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. And this is the NCRT, where we presented everything. And this also had n number of thousands of teachers from the country and abroad participating. And we went to present it at the CBSE headquarters, NCRTs rather. And then the latest one last year was international project initiated by KNPS 2025, the Friendly AI. This was point 2. So it was a global STEM initiative, 47 educators, 147 schools, and 4,005 students who participated. So transforming the future, the legacy we love, legacy we want to leave behind. Every child becomes compassionate with all this experience he or she has, becomes responsible, innovative, globally aware, and sustainability minded. That was the purpose of all this which was going on. So again, to that same question, which I talked about, on which the entire school functioned. Are we giving them something which is more enduring than just the academic excellence or the IT excellence? Are we teaching them about the sustainable future? Yes, our school is living a decade of sustainability by our side. We walk with pride and happiness that yes, sustainability is there in our school. So the story continues after this. We'll continue working with the SDGs. Every school has the power to nurture the ability to care. See, schools can't change. It is the students who have to change the world around. We can update and upgrade our children, and the children are going to change the world around. So thank you very much to the head girl and the other member, the vice head girl. You're fabulous when you were here. Thank you very much. Thank you to Viswajit. He's full of energy and lots of movement. He does it. Thank you to Nellie ma'am. Ma'am, you are great. You're doing such a wonderful job. Thank you so much. I feel so lucky and blessed to be part here of this particular conclave. It's an opportunity par excellence. I'll hold it all my life very close to my heart. Thank you very much for thinking on this line. Please, thank you Alaknanda ma'am ji and you and everybody who's there. Let's change the world together. We're going to do it. Thank you. Thank you.
Nagaland and Tripura, along with our brother state Sikkim. The Northeast is world-renowned for its abundance of natural and cultural diversity. Our culture revolves around living in harmony with our natural surroundings. As a pioneer in global sustainability practices, the secret behind our efforts ultimately comes down to one factor: community involvement. Presenting to you all their own journey of SDG businesses are 4 dynamic individuals who have helped in shaping the sustainable business sectors in the Northeast. Kindly note that for the smooth execution of the conference, we have allotted a time limit of 15 minutes. We'll be ringing a buzzer first at 10 minutes and then at 15 minutes. We have with us Dr. Alakananda Das, founder and CEO of Looms Ecopreneur Federation and the president of WICCI ASEAN. Dr. Alakananda Das is a visionary leader merging sustainable fashion, social entrepreneurship, and community empowerment. Through Looms Ecopreneur, she advances handloom preservation and sustainable textile production across Northeast India and ASEAN regions. Her work bridges grassroots artisan livelihoods with global markets, promoting economic growth and gender equality. Ma'am, the floor is yours.
Good morning, everyone. So I was debating whether I should have a presentation or I should just speak from there. And the area that I cover is quite big, so I thought let me just speak about what I do and how I have reached to this point today. So as during my childhood, actually my dad was in the civil services in the central government. So we have moved around all over India. So everywhere, wherever he was posted, the same thing that we had to always till today have to say, like, where we are from and where is Assam. That introduction globally and even in pan-India. Excuse me, you can just close the shut it. This one. So that was one of the reasons why I thought that I should be working for the state of Assam. After my daughter got married, I'm more into the promoting sustainability, and because I thought every livelihood, like, because my children are all settled, so it is the grassroots people who needs recognition. They need to believe what they are doing is right for the global market. So that is why I started with Looms about 3 years back. Looms is actually for livelihood opportunities, mentorships, and for sustainable markets. So what happened is that in Northeast, what I've noticed, people are working in silos and they are not getting the visibility. Our roots are strong, we have got a cultural heritage, but then we are all invisible to the world. So in order to make them visible, we have to get the grassroots artisans recognized. So we have an event called, which is a flagship event called the Looms Conclave. We have been hosting it for the last 3, it's a biannual one. So this time we are having it next year in the month of February. It's on the invisible to investable. So it's time for them to be, we have to start investing on them. Whether it's a time, it's not that we are talking about the monetary thing, it's the time, it's the recognition, they have to be present in the global scenario now. So that is what we are looking into, invisible to investable, roots to rights. They have to know their rights also, these traditional artisans that are there in the villages. And last year, last conclave was all about digital integration, they need assistance. So in that we realized that it's only 1 in 100 is raised. So in order to bring them to the national fold, to the investable platform, we need to work on the documentation part, where they are. And though we have got around 29 to 30 GI products from Assam, and from the Northeast it's much more, but still none of the compliances are completed. Even for Muga, which was there, we had got it in 2009. Till now, none of the compliances are completed. So we have to, it is the students who can help us to take it forward. And these people in this grassroots level, we have to teach them how the community works. It's not just the artisans or the mother will be doing all the work. It is the students who can help them. If they are good artists, they can help them with coming up with new designs, new motifs, or helping them to make more sustainable products. And the fibers also can be reused. So all that recycling, everything, the students, the rural schools needs it more. The SDG goals when we are talking about. So like ma'am is also working in that same space. So if we can adopt, one urban school can adopt a few, if one urban school can adopt a rural school and teach them how to stay green, then I think that what the Upper Assam is right now facing because of the deforestation, it won't have happened. So we have to teach them young to save the planet, and especially to the rural children, because they are the ones who need more awareness. And even when we are talking about the digital footprint, which is reaching us to a very dangerous level at this point, everyone, we don't know what is behind the screen. And we have to be aware that all our phones are hacked. It is not that, it is everybody's records are there in the dark web. So we have to make, the urban children has to be conscious and even make the rural ones aware of where they are leaving the digital footprints. So these are all part of the SDG at the end of the day, and we are working towards it. So this time, my main focus for the coming year is invisible to investable, roots to rights. Our roots, our culture, our skills, they are our roots. And then we have to know the rights, whether it is like where our product should be going, we have to know, we have to have a complete transparent system. It cannot be that I have made this product and somebody else is taking all the profit. That entire channel has to be taught to them. So that is what we are doing in the advanced EDP program. So we are starting off with a new program which is called From the Tribal Kitchen to the Urban Menu. Because each of our product, like whether it's a food or it is a product, is an IP product. Everybody has to understand the difference between an IP, patent and a copyright. So all that also has to go down to the grassroots level. Then only we can move forward. So for the global market, that is what we need. And we need to document. I think the children of the schools can come up with their form of all the GI tags that we have. They can document it into a nice coffee table book. That can be a project for Assam. Because the more people are aware of our GIs, why GI authorization is needed, I think we will be more visible in the global world. Because that is what we are lacking right now. Nobody knows. We are all, everywhere we go, we have to identify. When we say India, they only know Delhi, Bombay or South India, or maximum Rajasthan. So when we have to tell them about Assam or the Northeast, we have to either tell them about tea, or we have to tell them we are near the Himalayas, next to the Southeast Asian countries. Though I look after the Southeast Asian, though we are more, our cultures are more familiar with the Southeast Asian countries everywhere, because recently we had the Women Economic Forum in Philippines. So we were trying to identify what is similar to us. So they have the bamboo dance like us. They have the food is also more familiar to the Northeast India. So everything was so familiar. So that gives us a pride. Like if we can teach them the same thing, and it's the main question is visibility. That is how we have to teach the children to come up. It can be in the form of reels also. It can be form of the GI products that we have. Let us have the young generation's perspective towards what should be done with the GI tags, or like how we can get our roots identified in the global market for investment. So with that, I come to the end of this one. This session, if anybody wants to ask, I'm here. You can always reach out to me.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we would like to introduce Dr. Pakeza Rahman. Ms. Pakeza Rahman is a dynamic entrepreneur committed to ethical business practices, local artisan capacity building, and sustainable regional growth. Heading the MGI Group, her ventures center on social impact, economic inclusion, and fostering market opportunities for women-led enterprises across Northeast India. Ma'am, the floor is yours.
August 1990, Iraq invaded Kuwait. Reason? Oil disputes. January 1991, US led a coalition of 35 nations and launched Operation Desert Storm. On the 28th of February 1991, Kuwait was freed and the Gulf War ceased. I can't say stop because it ceased. Respected dignitaries, distinguished guests, fellow entrepreneurs, educators and dear participants, a warm morning to you all. You must be wondering why I'm citing the dates of the wars. Because these wars have been the changing clock in our lives. I was back then in 1990, I was in class standard 5th, and then in 1991, when the war ceased, I was in the 6th standard. My father was an entrepreneur. He was at Mumbai with all the finished goods of agarud. He was waiting for the customers to sell the finished products to the local buyers. But at the onset of the Gulf War, the market crashed and the economy of our family came down. It mattered a lot to us, and my father went into depression. He came back to Assam, leaving all the goods there with a trusted family friend of ours. Somehow he got a customer, the family friend, he got a customer, and he sold off all our goods without our permission, without our consent. And he went off to Saudi Arabia. Until now we don't know his whereabouts, and we are still waiting. My mother was very enterprising. She used to do the groundwork, and my father used to go to the other cities with agarud products. She started renovating the houses at our backyard for the tenants to come in, because our main business crashed. I'm the eldest of 4 sisters, and I was deeply influenced, deeply watching, and I was learning in each and every step. And the seed of entrepreneurship was planted back then by my parents, especially my mother. She never gave up. She started with a boys PG and then a girls PG, and she helped my father by becoming the second wheel of the family. Things went on like that, but the pinnacle which we had reached in the business, in the agarud business, that never came back for a long time. After I did my class 10, I came to Guwahati, Cotton College, studied here till my graduation, went to Delhi. I stayed there for around 3 to 4 years, prepared for CAT, did my MBA, and then I started working at TCS Noida. After marriage, I went to Saudi Arabia, where my husband was posted in a multinational company as an assistant financial controller. I didn't have that urge to become a facilitator. I never dreamt of being one. But in Saudi Arabia, teachers, the facilitators, the job was a very lucrative one for women. The teachers in Saudi Arabia, they wear white coats. And that becomes very, it's a decent and noble look. Yeah. So I became a facilitator there at a British school under the IGCSE curriculum and started teaching economics and business studies to A-level and O-level students over there. What fascinated me and my husband there was that Arab countries were rich in oud culture. Everywhere, the aroma, the souks, the shopping malls, wherever we went, we could only smell the rich aroma of oud, that is the agarud. And on surveying further, we went deeper into the subject and we found that those agarud were mostly from Assam, from our land. Then why are our people who are cultivating this valuable tree, why are they not economically uplifted? And the whole Arab countries, whole the Gulf nations and the other worlds are just, the market is booming over there. It created something, it left a question on us that why not we start something? If we don't, who will? So with the support of the then Tarun Gogoi government, we came back. We literally came back. I was expecting my first child at that time. And we came back, we started discussing with the government, and we found the entire sector very disorganized, and it was not in the reach of the common masses. You and me couldn't do this business openly. They were just limited to the national arena only, not the international. The people, the common masses, they can't export the goods to the Gulf countries themselves. Instead of being the cultivators, instead of being the traders of Assam, they are not being able to. They have to. There was a monopoly between 3 to 4 reputed players. I hope you all know who they are. It was all in their hands. Their goods don't get custom verified in the airport. Their goods don't get harassed during transits. Only the common masses are being induced fear in their minds that the forest people will catch you, you don't have the valid documents and this and that. Yes, there were no such valid documents prevailing in those offices. Everywhere there was disorganized and haphazardly prevailing system. That was back in 2008. After the research, after we started research, we started developments, we started discussing with the officials. We faced several threats, many struggles at the official levels. Our files were not being passed. People found it very hard to believe in us, in our efforts. Later, after the COVID 2021, the cutting and felling of trees the restriction was put off by the government, by the current government. So for 35 hectares of land, if the cutting and felling of trees is done within 35 hectares of land, permission is not required. So that became a little ease for the people, but still they were facing lots of problems in transporting the goods, because the hub of agarwood trees is Golaghat, Jorhat, Sibsagar. And there, the people were not economically uplifted. They could see the sky, they didn't have a proper roof while sleeping. But we started and became later MGI group under the able leadership of Dr. Jahirul Islam and myself. We became the brain behind the Assam and the Tripura government in legalizing this agarwood industry. Later on the 13th of May this year, a historic milestone has been achieved. We exported around 12 kgs of agarwood chips for the first time in the history of agarwood to the Gulf nations. To Dubai, 2 kgs, and Saudi Arabia, 12 kgs. The approximate value is around 2.35 crore CRs. And the Assam government literally got the revenue in the name of that valuable industry, in the name of that valuable industry. Till date, till 75 years of this industry prevailing in Assam, not a single penny went into the revenue of the Assam government. Everything was being done illegally. So now we are going to send the second consignment within August itself, and the government has taken the responsibility of flagging it off, because first time the officials, the Chief Secretary Dr. Ravi Kota, JB Ekka, the Commissioner, all of them had asked us that since you have worked so hard since decades, it's your chance to flag off. We won't be doing, we are there to support you. but you do the flag off. But now the CM, he himself has said that it's such a wonderful milestone for the people of Assam. We will be doing the second flag off in August itself. Now coming to what the actual mission of MJ Group is to take the rich Agarud culture to the global stage, legally, officially, and with the tagline, made in Assam. It's not, the people take the resources from here, they put the tagline made in UAE or made in somewhere else, but they never mention, I've never seen in the entire market of UAE and Saudi Arabia, nowhere it is written Assam. But the huge bulk of Agarud is from Assam itself. We are the first patent holder in Agarud oil production. Earlier it was a hydrodistillation process. It was not eco-friendly. It needs more of manpower and it's not sustainable. So we researched and we introduced the system of steam distillation, which just needs to heat the water, and the steam generated from boiling the water, that steam runs all the other vessels. So in that way, manpower is reduced, the environment is more eco-friendly, and less of fuel is consumed. Secondly, we have researched with the active cooperation and participation of NIPER, National Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research. There are 48 compounds present in Agarud oil, in 1 ml of Agarud oil. Medicinal compounds. Those compounds, especially the lidol, spirol, those are analgesics, and some are also used in the cure of cancer patients. So the research is still going on, and the other compounds which we have found, we are the first indigenous oat-based perfume manufacturer, licensed. The word license is very important because there are many. We are the first license holder. So once you use our perfumes are there on the display. Use your perfumes, you feel a positive vibe. The perfumes are very, very long-lasting. They are non-synthetic, skin-friendly. And the bahur incense which we have developed from the residue after extracting the oil, that bahur incense diffuses in an AC chamber like this within minutes. It is non-smoky and not harmful even for the people who have breathing problems. So it leaves a beautiful aroma in the ambience, and once used regularly, even the curtains, the walls, they smell. The clothes in your wardrobes will give the aroma. And sometimes when you use regularly, the insects, the mosquitoes, they keep at bay. So these are our discoveries. Next is 4 countries of operation. We have globally expanded now to Dubai, Free Zone company, at UK, London, and to US, Delaware. And the main headquarters here is in Guwahati. Now, MJ Group is an Assam one enterprise turning Agarud's heritage. That's what I said. What I will ask people that if a fragrance company from the Northeast India can take a global stage, why not our people? Why not our youth? Why not our women? Why not the entire Northeast? So everything is possible unless and until we have that positive attitude of bringing an impact to the society. Businesses are just not for profits. The moment we start creating opportunities for people, uplifting their lives, and creating impact by contributing the best that we can to the society, that business, I believe, is truly sustainable. We are organic by default. We use non-synthetic products in our perfumes, and everything is science-backed because we are an MOU partner with the DBT support system with the IIT Guwahati, and all the perfumes are GCMS analysis tested gas spectrometry analysis tested by the NIPA, National Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research. So we have 4 entities in the 4 countries. MJ Perfumes here is in Guwahati. MJ Aromatics, we have our R&D research labs here at Guwahati. The raw materials are being produced at Guwahati. The oil extraction, the entire distillation vessels are there at Guwahati. We bring the raw materials here to Guwahati, we filter them, we blend, and after further processing, we bottle the perfumes and get ready for the consumers. MJ Aromatics Free Zone Company is at Dubai, MJ Aromatics UK Limited, MJ Aromatics USA, Delaware. MJ Group is basically a 360-degree solution of agarud, right from the soil to oil. So we start from plantation, then we assist during all the 10 to 12 years of growing of the tree. We just don't plant for people. We assist them in planting the trees, plants scientifically, and we further assist them in establishing, installing the distillation units in the extraction of oil. And sometimes the agarud trees which grow up, they don't get naturally infected unless and until the trees are from Golaghat, certain areas of Golaghat, Jorhat and Sibsagar. The trees don't get naturally infected, and unless and until a tree is not naturally infected, the tree is of very, very less value. So when the tree doesn't get naturally infected, what we do is we have introduced the process of artificial inoculation. Through artificial inoculation, we have formed an organic inoculum that is being injected in the tree, and the whole tree the agar is formed in the whole tree. Agar is formed when there is an injury to the tree. A fungi, an insect called Geozera conforta, the scientific name is Geozera conforta. The insect goes deep inside that injury and attacks the fatty acid of the tree. When the tree develops a defense mechanism, it releases a resin, the dark resin, to defend. That resin is the agarud. So unless and until there is an injury, agarud is not formed. And that is being done only by one type of organism, that is Geozera conforta, and which is not available anywhere except the upper Assam region. We do the distillation. That's how I said we have transited from hydro to steam distillation. Then blending and R&D and the global retail. We transport it globally, nationally, and globally. The main person behind Dr. Zahirul Islam, 25 years in agarud innovation and perfumery science, and that's me. We have got these certificates and credentials. India's first agarud oil extract patent, first aromatic manufacturing license in Assam, MSME registered, startup registered, trademark of India, MJ Group, ISO certified, halal certified for the Gulf regions, T-Board of India registration, APEDA registered exporter, DGFT, IAEC, international, organic and cruelty-free, FSI registered and ISO certified. And this complied with global aromatic standards, IFRA, GCC, REACH, FDA, SASO, these are all in progress. So these are the credentials and certifications that we have acquired all these years. There's the 6 products and 1 raw material. The raw material is agarud, and these are the 6 products that we have. Agarud chips, agarud oil, MJ perfumes, Oud Attar, MJ Bahur, the incense that we want the people of Assam to substitute with the local Dhup Dhuna. People should experience the resource of Assam. The indigenous people of Assam should experience this because this is the product of our land. Agarud tea for a refreshing drink that also we have developed. The people who suffer from insomnia, stress related and depression, agarud tea has is proved to have many beneficial properties. These are our fragrance collection. These are the best sellers: Exotica Elixir, Divine Oud Asamica by the name of Assam. This is the first signature perfume of our brand. Sweet Sensation, Innocenza. Assam grows the world's finest agarud. That what we have discovered there when we were in the Gulf region. And the sacred lineage prized centuries, the Arab royalty. Arab royalty they have been celebrating agar in each and every occasion, be it a small function at home or a simple ceremony. They won't they can't do without agarud. So agarud is basically has a huge potential. I urge people to come more and more into this industry. If you have a 1 bigha of land, 576 number of saplings can be planted, and over a period of 10 to 12 years, the trees get matured, and we have also a buyback policy. So if you are not interested in further distillation and production, you can sell off to the trees to us. We'll assist in that also. So these are antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant. These are the compounds, for the fortified compounds that we have discovered, we have found out in agarud oil, has all these properties. They are insect repellent, cosmetic and fragrance, cognitive and mood booster, and flavor applications. It has been also found that zarda, the Baba Zarda, used to have the balsamic agarud, collected from the non-infected agarud trees. That balm has been used in Baba Zarda years ago. It's also inflammatory, and the conventional distillation, I have already said about the conventional distillation, which was not at all healthy, and now we have shifted to steam distillation, which is very healthy, because in other nations what they do is that they blend little bit of agarud oil to drink in drinking water also. So those things has to be produced now, so that the oil is edible. This is the Sashi Bekur, the inoculum that we have invented. The natural infection is being done by Juzera and Fata. That's what I said. Now, when there is no natural infection, we go for artificial inoculation. So Oud is for Oud connoisseurs, wellness-led buyers, luxury and niche retail, white label and gifting. We also go for corporate gifting solutions, and we have some women working for us. They make the baskets out of water hyacinth, baskets pani meteka that we say in Assamese. Those baskets are being used in making gift hampers and being gifted to the corporate. During Advantage Assam 2.0, all the bureaucrats and all the businessmen who had come we had provided them gift hampers with our perfumes and other memoirs of Assam. These are some of the snapshots of Advantage Assam 2. So we have, thank you very much, and I would like to say that it has been really a pleasure to be at such a platform, and I like the Punjabi spirit of Paramjit ma'am, because Delhi is a second home to me. I stayed there at 4 years. I had worked there with TCS Noida, and most of the friends were Punjabis, and I especially loved curry chawal, and I still long for that. And as entrepreneurs and educators, as professionals, we have the power to create a difference. We have the power to create an impact in the society. So let's not go back. Let's come forward and educate people. We have created mass awareness among the people of Assam in the grassroots level about the real value and where does the end product actually go from the plant to the rich Arab culture. So thank you very much once again. Let us dream with courage, lead with compassion, innovate with responsibility, and work together to build a future that is sustainable, inclusive, and prosperous for all. Thank you so much for your time and attention. It has been a really privilege to share my journey with you. Together, let us not just build successful businesses, let us build a better world. Thank you so much.
So today, I don't want to present anything. I just want to talk to you about what I do here. So basically, let me start. I'm born in Srinagar, Kashmir. I'm a Kashmiri Pandit. And till my, say, 3rd standard, I was in Kashmir. Then shifted to Jammu till my high secondary education. After that, now you must be wondering why Kashmiri here. So after that, I went to Bombay to pursue my architecture in Sir J.J. College of Architecture. And there I met my future husband. He's also an architect. So that's how I am in Assam. And I worked in Bombay, Goa, Delhi, Pune, Bangalore, and lots of northeastern places here like Meghalaya, Assam obviously, Tripura, all these places. I got an opportunity to work with various good architects, like bright architects of India, like Raj Reval sir and Romi Khosla from Delhi. So with them I got an opportunity briefly to work on projects like Parliament Library, then Indian Embassy in Tashkent, and I also designed various corporate identities. You can see that Maruti Suzuki fascia, the logo that's been done by me, and Honda CL cars and corporate identities for General Motors. So all those were a part of my projects when I was working in Delhi. I was also, when I shifted to Assam, I was also a part of DC Handicrafts, a designer of DC Handicrafts Assam. With DC Handicrafts, I did a workshop in Dharampur, Tripura with the local artisans there, and we developed knockdown furnitures out of bamboo and cane. And out of those, one of the chair was also exhibited in Lalit Kala Kendra in Delhi for a few months that time. And the artisans of Tripura with bamboo and cane are amazing, beautiful products they do. I'm also a founder member of SIX, that is a biennial event for architecture where we give understanding of what architecture is to a layman. We organize walks, we organize discussions with different field of life, people from different field of lives. So just to make them understand what architecture is. As you all know, sustainability is very much connected to architecture. It's like, I think globally more than 40% of the carbon footprint or everything, it's related to architecture. So we just want to tell the layman that this is architecture and this is how you make it sustainable. Just to make them understand what architecture is. It's not only making lines and drawings. Then I'm also a core member for WICCI Northeast Architect chapter, and with them we have visited Polytechnic College here in Assam Girls College, where we talk about again sustainability. Obviously that's the prime factor we have to talk about nowadays, and we also did a heritage walk through Kamakhya with the students and different walks of life people. I've also, as sustainability is a very crucial thing nowadays, so I have done some workshops in Auroville in Bangalore with for bamboo construction, then mud blocks, sustainable mud blocks, making of sustainable mud blocks, rammed earth construction, and various similar construction processes involved with it. Then also we got this sustainability thing, the mud block, sustainable mud block. We got the machinery to Assam, and currently we're doing two projects. One
with the frame structure where the infill walls we are doing the mud blocks, and one which is completely a load-bearing structure in this zone, earthquake 6 zone. It's a mud block structure, and while construction, we actually, when we go inside that zone, we can feel the difference. Like in this region also, the difference is amazing. We in our project try to use the waste which is actually coming out of construction, and we have till now, whatever project we have taken over as a key turnkey projects, we have made it possible that we, by the end of the project, we make it a zero waste project. We use everything in the construction matter, whatever is a waste, we try to use it everything on the site itself. We're also, basically we try to use local materials, as bamboo is very well grown here. Not only bamboo, we also try to make the construction as sustainable as possible by using the community services. We have done few projects where we actually involve the villagers and the community in our project, which obviously makes it sustainable. And in the villagers also gain a lot doing that work. We also try to incorporate local weaves, or maybe it's like for the fabric or the water hyacinth products for the interiors. Then one project that we are looking forward to, it's a new thing here, the residential apartment project. We are going with the green building project for that. In Guwahati or in Assam, in Northeast, there has not been a single project regarding residential apartments which are trying to be green. And our client is not from Guwahati, he's from Jamshedpur. He's Mr. Singh, and he's a wonderful person to deal with, to talk to. So we are going ahead with the green building, and I'm really excited to do work on that project. And one more thing I wanted to say, like when the clients approach to us, just a story, a small story from our thing. One of the clients came to us and said, I want to build a house. So we just inquired about his history. He was staying with his mother, and basically recently shifted to his mother's place with his wife. So the first question what we asked is, you already have a house, why do you want to make another house? It's not a profit for us, obviously, to ask this kind of a question to the client. But still, we were like, why are you building a house? So he's like, Mera mother or wife mein banta nahi hai, so I need a separate house. So we just told him that, why don't you do one thing? Take some time off, try to bridge the gap between them, and if you still can't, then come to us. And actually, what he did, he went, he didn't come back. After a few months, we met him somewhere outside, and he's like, thank you so much for the thing. Actually, everything is patched up and we don't want another house. So we were relieved in a way that there is one house less here in Guwahati. So that's it. Thank you so much.
And I think the amount of land that is required for this production, like, is very less. Like, we can actually come up with a lot of more plantations within a very small plot of land, right? And that is very encouraging because, and that insect that she was referring to, like, that's actually a wood borer. Like, it bores into the wood, and it's a notorious wood borer which is found all over Northeast India. And the blackout tree has come up with an excellent defense mechanism to counter-attack the borer. The borer gets stuck up, and sometimes what happens, like I have seen, like in that tree, the entire insect has been preserved in the sap of the blackout. And people also wear it as pendants in some of the villages. Like I've seen that the insect is on they're wearing it as a pendant, the preserved tree sap with the insect inside. So whenever you ask them like what is this, like they'll just tell you this fascinating story about how they found an insect in a tree that is creating sustainable income and profit for the villages. So it's fantastic. And Neha, like the last line that you said, like that actually struck our hearts. One less house in Guwahati. Right? Like when Nellie ma'am got me to yes, like that's a very ironical thing that it's coming from an architect like who's more into it's the architect's business to create more houses. But when an architect says one less house in the city of Guwahati, it actually brings in a lot of ethos of sustainability by itself. Amazing. And I've seen your work, like I've been studying your work, and Louis, Neha and me, like we have been friends for quite some time. And the kind of architecture that you promote, like you're doing some fantastic work with the resorts in Kaziranga, like trying to divert them from concrete to going back to the traditional Assam type house. Like we have, Paramjit ma'am, in Assam, we have an old architectural style, which is the Assam type house. If you see the entire Assam type house, it is actually an epitome of sustainability. Right from the roof to the ground, right from its foundation, the walls, the windows, the kind of thermoregulation that is being incorporated within these houses. Like when it's cold outside, it's warm. When it's too hot outside, it's really cool inside. The floors and everything. So sustainability in Northeast India, like when we are trying to bring in concepts of sustainability has, I think, always been there in Northeast. It's not something which is new. Yes, we have to just revive it, and we have to do this drilling in the minds of the people that see your heritage and your ancestry is speaking of more about sustainability than your present times. Like where have you lost? Where have you deviated? Thank you so much, panelists. Like we are getting so much of, and I think we have a fantastic panel of, like I would introduce you to a fantastic panel of media editorial team which is sitting out here. They are taking down notes of each and every point that you are saying, like which we are going to compile and come up with something interesting tomorrow. Like I'm not revealing it to you right now, like I want Mansur sir to do that tomorrow, and there's going to be some compilations happening, and thank you so much for giving us these small pointers. It matters a lot. Thank you.
The airport is beautifully done up with all the bamboo.
Oh yes, the airport. So it's the bamboo structures. The bamboo structures, and right when you land and you come out of the departure gate, like when you're just coming out, see if you have noticed that there is an orchid structure which is made by the bamboo. It's actually the ladies' slippers orchid, which is coming from Meghalaya, and it's an endemic species, and it's protected under the Wildlife Protection Act Schedule 4. So ladies' slipper orchid. So showcasing, like coming out of this airport and getting a feel of the biogeography of Northeast India, not only the Assam, like it's something like which has been really, really nicely thought of. People who's welcomed by the biogeography of Northeast. This is exactly what Northeast is about, right? And then you're greeted by the people, and then you're greeted by Nellie ma'am, and then it cascades to Maria's Public School. Then it cascades to the teachers, the students, the superhumans who inspire us every day. Thank you so much, students.
Welcome back. The Northeast's strong connection with our environment is visible in our practices, such as our vernacular architectural styles, agriculture, water management, textiles, our recipes and living habits. From sustainable agriculture to empowerment of women of the grassroots in the urban sector, from fostering responsible ecotourism to creating sustainable businesses in rural Assam, we are fortunate to have 5 more dynamic women in business from Northeast India who have already carved out a niche for themselves. We have with us Ms. Sushmita Bharali, the co-founder of Bahbari Farms. Ms. Bharali is a pioneer in modern eco-friendly agriculture and farm-to-table practices. As the co-founder of Bahbari Farms, she focuses on regenerative farming techniques, soil rejuvenation, and chemical-free produce, advocating for food security and rural sustainable livelihoods. Ma'am, the floor is yours.
Respected Nellie Ahmed, State President, WICCI Assam SDG Council, respected Paranjit Kaur ma'am, presenters of this SDG and ESD Conclave, friends and participants. Thank you for allowing me to share our story. My name is Sushmita. I am the co-founder of Babari Farm in Tejpur. I started this farm in the year 2024 with my husband Arnav. Both of us were working in Delhi for about 25 years before relocating permanently back to Assam. I used to manage a museum called the Eternal Gandhi Multimedia Museum at Gandhi Smriti. This is the place where father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi, had attained his martyrdom. While my husband was a senior editor with India's one of the most prominent environment magazine called Down to Earth, published by the Center for Science and Environment, New Delhi. Therefore, when we set out to create a farm, it was driven by my understanding of Mahatma Gandhi's concept of Gram Swaraj and was guided by my husband's understanding of the current environmental concerns and its possible solutions. Could we create a farm that combined modern scientific knowledge with traditional logic and the ideas of the great Mahatma to create a farm that is truly integrated by using a circular approach? Could we also create a farm that incorporated many of the UN's Sustainable Development Goals? Let's take a look. In November 2023, we started work on the farm. The farm is still very young. The reason why we set up this farm was to find local solutions to these global problems: climate change adaptation, good food which is free of antibiotics and chemicals, nutritional food because feed and soil determines nutrients in food, reduce, reuse and recycle waste, housing with low embodied energy and low carbon footprint. Most designs are human first, but we wanted a nature first farm. This is the layout of Babari Farm. Now what do we have in the farm? Poultry unit with local breeds, local ducks, 2 fish ponds, small pond which is about 1/15 of an acre or 1 kotha, a big pond which is about 2/3 of an acre, a permaculture food forest called the Bari, a shop to sell poultry and fish. We deliberately selected a 3-acre piece of land because that is how much an average Indian farmer owns. The pond. While the pond increases the farm income through sale of fish, it has a bigger role, which is hydrating the entire landscape of the farm. In the age of climate change, where weather patterns are changing with extreme rainfall, heat waves and severe drought, the pond has become our greatest friend. It helps us in controlling excess water as well as store the water at the time of drought. It also hydrates the landscape, giving water to the trees throughout the year. We also grow water hyacinth in the smaller pond. Water hyacinth filters the pond water and can also be used for making fertilizer and feed for the poultry. The poultry. At Babari Farms, we are trying to make the chicken meat healthy again. Currently, antimicrobial resistance is the most pressing health challenges and the poultry sector is one of the key reasons for this problem. Therefore, we are trying to minimize the use of antibiotics, instead relying mostly on ethno-veterinary and herbal medicines derived from the farm and the nearby areas. One of the key highlights of the farm is to also promote one of the original local chicken breeds of Assam, which is called Miri. This is because the Miri chicken of Assam is nearly extinct. One of the main areas of work that is going on in the farm is to reduce the use of packaged feed while maintaining a good FCR of the chicken. For this, we are growing different types of plants and exploring alternate sources of protein, including water hyacinth, moringa leaves, sweet potato leaves, etc. The Bari. The concept of a Bari is still common in Assam. It is one of the best food production systems in the world. Many mistake it for a simple kitchen garden in a homestay. But it is a multi-layered food production system that provides fruits, vegetables, leafy greens, roots, tubers, along with flowers for humans as well as animals. Our bari has over 100 edible plants and vegetables, each contributing to different aspects of nutritional security. Bananas and coconut can be used for carbohydrates, while moringa or sojina can provide protein and many micronutrients. The diversity of plants that are found in our bari helps maintain its soil fertility as well as protects it from pests and diseases. About 1 acre of the farm has been converted into a bari. This bari has been designed using the forest floorway devised by scientist and permaculturist Priya Chanmal. This is how we have integrated the farm. Everything is interconnected. Let me explain how. Poultry litter or poop is used as a fertilizer for the pond as well as the food forest. A part of the chicken feed can be substituted with water hyacinth. Water hyacinth is an excellent mulch that breaks down and enriches the soil. Pond is an excellent water harvesting structure and its water contains lot of nutrients that can be given to the food forest. The food forest provides food for humans and animals. We can sell our poultry, fish, fruits and vegetables in our shop for income. And to close the loop, we bring back the waste from the shop to convert it into compost and animal feed. So this is how the farm is integrated. Now our farm is regenerating rapidly, and this is a picture of the pond and the adjoining area from January 2024 and the same landscape in January 2026. This is a picture of our bari from April 2025 and how it looks in January 2026. Releasing young catfish fingerlings under a cover of water hyacinth. These are the different species of fish that are available at our farm. Our poultry feeding on water hyacinth. Now what goes into making a healthy and nutritious feed? For this, we depend mainly on the medicinal plants that are available in our bari, and the list is quite long. Therefore, to name a few, we use turmeric, leaves of amla, bark of arjuna, mango leaves, coriander, onion, garlic, cow dung, de-oiled mustard egg, dried fish, etc. We also get about 30 to 40% of our feed from the farm itself. We test our farm-made feed regularly at different government laboratories, and the results are quite good. Our efforts at the fish rearing has been recognized by Union Ministry of Fisheries, and the poultry unit has been awarded as the most innovative and promising poultry unit of Honitpur district. Last but not the least, the farm directly addresses these sustainable development goals: no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, clean water and sanitation, responsible consumption and production, climate action. So this is a brief outline of what we are doing at the Bari farm. Thank you all for being so patient and listening to our journey. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you, ma'am. That was a lovely presentation. Next, we have Krishnamani Hazarika, a founder and ecopreneur. Known as the Vermi Queen, Krishnamani Hazarika is an award-winning eco-entrepreneur pioneering organic waste management and sustainable agriculture. Through biocomposting and vermiculture, she promotes soil health and circular farming practices while actively training local women and farming communities in scalable green entrepreneurship. Ma'am, the floor is yours.
Good morning, everyone. Respected dignitaries, distinguished guests, and my fellow participants. Today I feel very happy and honored to be here. Today I'm going to share my journey. It was not an easy journey till now. So you can see in the first slide, from worms to wonders. You might have been thinking that what it is, but who I am today because of these worms. So here you can see a small girl of 12 years old with her parents. You can see can you guess who this girl is? Of course, that's me. But there is a reason why I have been displaying this photo here. Actually, from there itself my journey has been started. So that little girl has now grew up, and that's me. Trishna, my name is Trishna Mani Hazarika, the founder of Army Queen. And my journey was not that easy actually. Coming from such a humble background, I have seen a lot of struggle in my life. A family of 6 members, sometimes it was so difficult to manage a healthy meal in my family. So there were some times like I cried because when I see other students, other kids, how happily they are playing, how happily they are working, and how happily they are getting everything. But that was completely opposite for me. But still I was so glad because my parents, they gave me the opportunity to they got admission in me in a very good school. Today I feel very thankful to have such wonderful parents. And in my school, when I was in 7th standard, there I got to know that how we can grow up our own foods like vegetables and everything. In my school, actually when I was in 7th standard, an organization came and they taught us how to produce this compost out of waste. And I was very curious to know because I have come from such a family where I have seen lots of greenery. My house is surrounded by lots of greenery, and I always feel glad. I always never feel that bad that I have not get so much of facilities. But I feel very glad that my home is surrounded by greenery, जो सब लोगों को नहीं मिलते हैं, but I have got that. So like from my school, I get to know about how to produce vermicompost. That time I bought one small fish box and with a handful of earthworms, and I started producing this vermicompost when I was 12 years old. And after 2 months, I could see some of the tea likes. Actually the vermicompost, it looks like tea. I could see, and then after 2 months, my teacher came to my home, and I was being able to sold them 2 kgs of vermicompost. And I gave them for free, but they were like, no, you deserve it, and they gave me 20 rupees, and that was my first income. And then I was shocked, like just by selling these things, I'm being able to get 20 rupees. That time, getting 20 rupees was like getting lakhs of rupees for me. And then I thought, just by selling 2 kgs of vermicompost, if I can get 20 rupees, then why I can't expand it? Then I discussed with my parents, and they also supported me. And my father, we had some bamboos at our backyard, so he helped me to make a box out of the bamboo, and we started doing that. After 2 years, we are being able to sow around 2 quintals of vermicompost. So at that time, actually, I was so introvert in my school. I could not talk to my friends also, because sometimes I was so mocked, and I was got insulted by my fellow friends. I was not inside me there was something like fear. What if they judge me? There was something I cannot describe how I were feeling that time. But I have overcome all this. And just by doing this, I'm being able to complete my higher education. And in the year 2023, I completed my MSc in agriculture from Assam Agricultural University in Guwahati. So that is all about my journey till my college days. So after that, there was lot of struggle. The struggle was not end. So I feel very happy to share that just by doing this, I'm being able to complete my education. Thank you. So after completion of my higher education, my parents they are not that much literate, but I always feel grateful to have them. Even though they are not literate, but at least because of them, I'm standing here today. So like other parents, my parents also they have seen that after completion of the education, people go for the job and all this kind of thing. They also forced me they had an expectation that you should also go for jobs and all these things. So that time I was so depressed, I don't know what to do. Back of my mind, something was there. But that time I didn't have any clue what to do. I didn't have any guidance any supporter who can guide me properly what you should do. And after thinking that, मैंने एक NGO में मेरा जॉब लग गया. तो ठीक है, अभी कर लेते हैं ऐसे टाइप का. Okay, so there I did my work for 1 year. So I was quite happy working with the rural people, with the students of the government schools. I was happy, but back of my mind I was not that satisfied. Because I always wanted to work independently. मुझे कुछ करना है. There was something inside me. I don't know what was that. And after that, I left that job. And my parents were shocked, why you did that? But I never discussed these things to them. But because they will not understand. There's a vast gap between my parents and after that I thought of I brainstormed that why I can't continue this what I was doing. So after that I started continuing, and continuing this, and slowly and steadily I started developing this. I used to go for training to the village people, to some of the students, some of the kids, and they were also so happy. Right now I have a 20 different vermi beds in my family itself. So every month I'm being able to sell around 5 tons of vermicompost every month. There was a challenge. Like in the vermicompost, the margin is not that high. So I thought, like, I need to do something. I need to do something more. So in my college, I get to know about the mushroom cultivation. So I, whatever the money I got, because I'm the only earning source of my family, it was so difficult to handle both the business, whatever I'm doing, and running the family. It's so difficult. But somehow my mindset was so positive. I need to do that. I have born to do something. So that kind of mindset was always in my mind. So slowly and steadily I started growing this mushroom cultivation. So I have small glimpse of my work. You can see. This is my farm of this one mushroom cultivation.
Did you get any financial aid?
Not really, no.
No financial aid, no grant.
No, ma'am.
Contact
Sure. So it was about mushroom cultivation, and so this is about my vermicompost. I used to do everything by myself at that time, but now I'm happy. In the ground level, I can 2 people are working under me. So I feel happy that I am living a sustainable living. From the vegetable waste and along with other waste, I'm being able to make vermicompost, and from that I also used to sell them, and also used to put in my garden. I have a small nutrition garden at my home. So at least I feel happy that whatever I'm consuming good, like healthy, organic. So that's why I'm pretty confident that I am so healthy. At least I'm not having those chemically produced products. Whatever consuming, I produce by myself. My mom cooked for me, and I used to consume that. And that's how the cycle is repeating. So there are some challenges I faced. The major one was marketing. I didn't have any knowledge about business. कोई नहीं था मेरा background में भी कोई there was zero knowledge, and but with the help of this phone, whatever is available, I used to see videos, read articles and everything. I started developing some of the knowledge and कैसे करते हैं marketing कैसे करते हैं, and then I started doing some digital marketing. I have a my own page of VermiQueen. You can search their social media, VermiQueen. Yeah. So I used to make some videos in my local language, and I got reach. Yeah. So that's how I got some of the customers from there. So another one was the transportation problem. So marketing, after using the social medias, some of the interviewers, they came, some of the media channel, they came to my place. They took some interviews from me, and one of the videos got millions of views. So from there I got a lot of customers. So I was so happy. Like every day, like they were calling me. Is it Burmy Queen? So most of the people of Assam, they don't know me by my name. They know me by Burmy Queen. So in Times of India, my story was also featured. So that's how I overcome the problem of marketing. Now the target is huge, like the demand is huge, but I'm not being able to fulfill that. So another was the transportation problem. So what I did during the COVID time, it was so difficult to run my family, because it was the that time what I did, I had a small scooty. I bought it from the money I got from a scholarship scooty. So what I did, I took 50-60 kgs of vermicompost in my scooty and used to door to door. I used to go door to door, and that's how I was being able to manage everything. And just by saving some little by little. And last year I was being able to bought one Guwahati. Here you can see that day, like my parents, I could see the eyes, they were like eyes. Like the tears in their eyes, and they were so happy. Like after that I don't used to talk to my dad like that much, but after that he told me that मुझे ऐसा कभी नहीं लगा था मेरे घर में कभी भी ऐसा गाड़ी भी आएगा. So still somewhere I'm struggling financially to expand, and sometimes those lots of pressures and all, because what I'm doing, sometimes my parents don't they don't understand, but I try to make them understand, but some support is also there required, but still I'm doing with the help of them. And this year also I bought some of the machineries also. I got one support from an organization, the machinery support, but beyond that I'm not getting any other kind of support, but I'd be happy if I get any kind of support. I think I can do more, much more. So again, thanks to Dr. Biswajit sir. So I was honored that the last week I was also there in the WICCI program. I presented there, and I'm feeling glad that all the students who were present there, they were they liked it, whatever I was presenting, and they liked the sir had told me later, and I feel so happy. And with this, I want to conclude my presentation, and I feel so happy. I don't know, from my speech you can hear that my English is also not that fluent, but somehow I'm managing, because whatever I'm learning it by myself. My schooling was also in Assamese medium, but always वो जिद्दी mindset मेरा था ना, तो I need to somehow learn it. So, thank you so much. Thank you.
Why Krishnamani Hazarika is here? When we speak about women empowerment from the grassroots, like she's our role model. And she was telling about the last week, like she was in Povitoda. There was a Youth Climate and Conservation Fellowship Program organized by the UNFCCC along with IUCN. So it was a joint coalition event, like where she was invited as a plenary speaker to address more than 27 schools, which came from all over India. So, Krishnamani, you have Nellie ma'am and Alakananda ma'am here, and also the other dignitaries and stalwarts. When you reach out to them for help, I'm sure your journey of life is going to be transformed. Thank you so much, ma'am, Nellie ma'am, for letting us connect with Krishnamani ma'am. Right. Over to you, Meenakshi. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your inspiring words. Next, we have with us Ms. Sangamitra Kolita, the founder and CEO of Iconic. Sangamitra Kolita leads Iconic, an enterprise dedicated to delivering eco-conscious, zero-waste products and sustainable lifestyle solutions. Her work emphasizes reducing plastic pollution, ethical supply chains, and raising consumer awareness around everyday sustainability, empowering communities to adopt environmentally responsible habits. Ma'am, the floor is yours.
I am Sangamitra Kolita, founder of Iconic. In short, simple elevator pitch, we convert plant waste into one-of-a-kind luxury textiles. Now, what does that mean? We at Iconic, we collect plant waste from temples, juice shops, restaurants, vegetable markets, flower markets, every alternate days. And we also collect leaves and flowers, and we print on handloom textiles, mostly Eri silk and mulberry silk. I told you this Eri silk scarf was dyed with onion skins. And the print that you see, this is not a digital print, not a screen print. This is real actual leaves leaving its imprint on the fabric. So this is what we do when I say that we print on handloom textiles with plant waste. Ladies, please. Thank you so much. A round of applause for that, please. Okay, I'll not wait for the slides. Let me just speak to you. I already told you my name. I am a NIFT alumnus. I've been a designer for almost 15-16 years now. And I was working as a lead designer for a fast fashion brand that you all know, I hope, Verumoda, in the India head office. Yes. So I was the lead designer for the India head office. So everything that you see that you saw in the country during 2011 to 15 was a part of my creation. But everything was great. I got a good salary, was happy doing whatever I do in my daily life. Then, as a designer, we had to visit the manufacturing units, and I went there. And what I saw was such a tight slap on my face, because we were selling those, say a t-shirt or a top for 5,000 rupees, and the garment manufacturing units were paying their garment workers not even 25 rupees. So when we did the costing, it would not amount to more than 350 rupees per top, including marketing, packaging, distribution, everything. And what you?
I won't go to Verumoda again.
Yes, please. So that is what I saw, and it was a jolt, and I questioned everything that I had done so far, unfortunately or fortunately, our parents and our teachers always told us, aim higher and get a good job. But nobody told, they would usually emphasize on earning a lot of money, be in those really top management positions, earn a shit ton of money, and pardon my language, and build big houses, have luxury cars, all of those, which is all good. But what was happening is nobody told us about the purpose. Nobody told us about the purpose of life. That happened to me when I visited the manufacturing units, and I questioned everything that I was doing so far, and I thought to myself, what am I contributing to? Another fast fashion brands, they bring out a collection every 15 days. Every 15 days, can you imagine the overconsumption? It's not just the problem or the fault of the manufacturer. It's our fault as consumers also. Yes. We demand this. If we have stopped thinking, do we really need this? People tell us this is something new, you need this. We have stopped thinking for ourselves. There are tons of clothing in our cupboards. We do not wear them more than twice or thrice. Right? Now, a lot of people ask me if Iconic is a sustainable brand. So anything, people usually have this notion that anything, whenever you're working with artisans or natural fibers, it is sustainable. We are not sustainable. We are eco-conscious but not sustainable, because being sustainable would mean that you do not buy anything new. Be it artisanal product, be it machine made, whatever it is. So whatever is in your wardrobe, you keep on reusing it, you keep on mending it. What our forefathers, our grandparents, our parents used to do for us, right? But we've stopped doing that. So unless we as consumers ask these questions, who made our product? Where was it made? Was the person paid fairly? Are there chemicals in this? A lot of these questions. So I urge you as the young minds, the Gen Zs, the Gen Alphas, to ask questions. We have seen the power of Gen Z recently, asking questions and challenging the management or the authority. That is when you get the answers and you bring about a change. Our generation, we got a little too comfortable chasing big dreams. I wouldn't say it is one particular person's or one particular generation's fault. Our parents lived a difficult life. They, they had to forgo a lot of their dreams to build ours. So they don't understand when we leave our, really well-paying corporate jobs and come back to our roots and decide to do something like what I am doing. Had to face a similar issue, like what Krishnamoni said, but of course she has had it much harder than I. My dad wasn't speaking to me for 3 months because he saw it as a betrayal, and he said, I have spent lakhs on your entire education and this is what you repay me with. Today he's proud, that's a different thing altogether. But yes. Now, I'll just get back to the presentation a little bit. Okay. So at Iconic, we are trying to solve 3 problems, but I wouldn't say solve exactly. We are trying to reduce. Number 1 is that, although I come from a fashion background, the fashion industry is actually the second most polluter in the world, right? Be it synthetic dyes, be it synthetic fabrics, and synthetic fabrics do not break down. They are not biodegradable. They'll stay for 200-300 years, right? And also the underprivileged women who are unemployed and who have no real skills which they can convert as a means of earning, especially in Assam. So after coming back to Assam, coming back to my roots, I wasn't really sure what I'm going to do. I knew that I don't want to work for another fast fashion brand, but wasn't really sure. So then I started traveling a lot, went to a lot of villages, found out that people are still using natural colors, and I really wanted to learn about that. Unfortunately, when I was studying in NIF, none of this was taught. curriculums have changed now though. Not a good thing to blame your alma mater, but yes, we were taught to chase money then. Even now, yes, but a little bit has changed, yes. So, coming back to Assam, then one day I met Narmohan Da. I don't think he will remember that, but this was in 2017. He was at a Silk Mark Expo, and he was showing me how beautiful colors from onion peel, from myrobalan seeds, which is called haritaki or hada seeds, have come out. I got really inspired, and that is when I started studying and researching about natural dyes, and I began my journey. So far, so I'll just skip right away to the impact that we have created. We have made 4,500 meters of sustainable textiles so far. We have recycled 718 kilos of plant waste, 153 kilos of textiles that have been saved from landfill. How we've done that is, apart from making our own ready products, we urge you, if you have heirloom pieces, for example, you have saris from your grandmothers or mothers, which are from natural fibers, and you're not able to wear it because there is a stain or it has become discolored. So we revive those with natural dyes and the prints that you see. Even what I'm wearing is actually printed with leaves and all natural dyes. We are supporting 51 artisan families now, and we have trained over 85 tribal women in Arunachal, Meghalaya and Assam. And the artisans working with us have seen 1.5 times rise in their monthly earnings. This is a 10-step eco-printing process. What I do is called eco-printing, and this is a 10-step eco-printing process. I'll not go much into the details about that. Alright, so I would like to leave you with these thoughts that you have to buy less and buy better. Pick versatile pieces which you can style with many things for many occasions, right? Choose natural because at least they are biodegradable. And demand transparency. Ask the questions, right? Now, a lot of people say, what are we leaving behind for our next generation? I would say we are not leaving behind anything. We are actually borrowing from our next generation because we've already consumed what we had to consume. We are trying to snatch their resources also. And the next thing which a lot of people say, we are trying to save the planet. We're not trying to save the planet. Let's not be magnanimous about it. We're not saving anything. The planet does not need saving. It will regenerate. We are trying to save ourselves and our species. And if we, in doing so, we are able to provide livelihood to people, we are able to bring betterment to their lives, and we are also adhering to the SDG goals, why not? After all, whatever we are doing as entrepreneurs, we are mostly for profits. It's a very important thing. People don't speak about money, but I would like to tell you that the economics part is very important. Unless you earn money, you won't be able to do anything. So you have to remember that you have to earn money, you have to even provide better livelihoods, you have to earn money, and to do good also you need money. So I encourage the Gen Z and Gen Alpha to become entrepreneurs. The journey is very, very lonely. It's very, very hard. Nothing comes easy, but keep at it. And seeing the resiliency of the next generation, I'm very, very confident that we'll be able to do it. And let's make world leaders out of it. That's all I would like to leave you with. If there are any questions, more than welcome. Thank you.
So she has given a fantastic presentation on nature-inspired design, nature-integrated design, and nature within the design.
Yes.
So that was a fantastic depiction of how you integrated nature in the textiles. Again, coming from the design background, I'm also from NID. Back there in NID, when we were starting to think about sustainability and climate action, like when I was doing my masters, nobody was thinking about sustainability. Nobody knew about the word sustainability. But later on they found out, like over the next course of 25 years, people have actually found out that we've lost the battle. But today, sitting here, listening to all of you and your presentations, we have that little spark of hope. It's that little spark that's going to guide us in our next course of actions. And like, I don't know like whom to thank like in this August gathering, because each one of you is in giving more sparks into our lives and telling us, the students and the teachers, that yes, there's still hope. We haven't lost the battle. We talk about Gen Z, like whatever we have lost, they'll take over. It's their responsibility. But what are we leaving them with? The guidelines, the suggestions, the mandates. Don't make it a forceful mandate for them. Sustainability has to be felt through the hearts and the mind. Thank you so much, panelists. And we'll take another break now. Lunch is ready. And post-lunch, we'll come back with more of inspirational presentations. Thank you.
Hi everybody, good afternoon. I am here today presenting on behalf of Saimika Park. We are a natural eco resort in Cherrapunji, Meghalaya. So our journey began in 2005 and this was a place which was started by my mother. All of this area at that point of time was completely barren. There was nothing there there was basically nothing there in that area. She was the first person who had brought in, one second, let me just, at that time many people, she was the first person that brought in electricity and water to this place. At that time many people questioned the idea of building a resort there. But my mother believed in the place and had the courage to follow her vision. And all of that laid the foundation for what Saimika is today. The journey has not been easy. It has taken years of perseverance, patience, and hard work. However, throughout the entire process of developing the property, one principle remained. We would grow only in harmony with nature. At that point of time, when my mom started the property, I don't think there were any talks about sustainability or building things consciously, but I think that came to her very naturally. When she built the place, she made sure that no trees were cut. We didn't cut any of the hills that were there. We didn't destroy any of the streamways. So that is how it's been developed through the years. And I'm so sorry, I'm reading and I'm talking, so there's a little bit of a break. Yeah, so moving, apart from being conscious about how we build the place, over the years we've also made a conscious effort to plant trees. Every year we plant about 100 trees in the area, and that has been a process that we've done over several years. This has helped make the landscape much greener. As many of you may know, Cherrapunji is known for its vast barren grasslands with very little topsoil, despite receiving some of the highest rainfalls in the world. Every tree planted is our small contribution towards restoring the ecosystem there. The next slide is just a little bit on how the place has developed through the years. In 2007, it was completely barren, there was nothing there. All of the trees and shrubs and everything was planted by us. And how I came to take over this property was, of course, I grew up and I saw the property coming to life over the years, but I never really thought that I would come back and take it up. But seeing my mother working so hard and dedicating herself to the project, I decided to come back after spending a few years in the fashion industry and working in the metro cities. And as Sandra Mitra said, I did see that, the sustainability was not at all prevalent in the industry. When I was working in the fashion industry also, I wanted to always work with sustainability somehow. So I worked with this multi-designer store that sold sustainable clothing of different designer brands. But I did see that at the end of the day, truly it was not really sustainable. So there was a calling for me to come back home and work
at the property. And over the years, we've decided to implement a lot of things in the property which are sustainable. We have done small things like created compost pits from the kitchen waste. We've recycled our water bottles, and we've also educated the youths through different programs about sustainability. I think meeting Dr. Biswajit Dey has really helped us in that whole process. He has educated us a lot about the biodiversity of Cherrapunji that has helped us in working and conserving the environment around us. So just that little bit today. I think I won't speak too much. I'll be presenting a little bit more tomorrow on the property. I'll take this opportunity to thank WICCI, thank you so much for having me here today. And
Can you show more pictures?
Yes, you can have a few more slides. That's the area. This is the area we have not developed. So we've just built into the landscape of the place. All right, thank you so much.
Ms. Jigyasa Kashyap, the co-founder and creative director of Devico. Ms. Kashyap is an eco-entrepreneur bridging sustainable design, storytelling, and social development. Drawing from her background in public relations and community development initiatives across Northeast India, she leads Devico's creative vision championing hand-woven textiles, natural dyes, eco-printing, and ethical craftsmanship to make conscious fashion timeless and accessible. Ma'am, the floor is yours.
A very good afternoon to everyone. I'm Jigyasa, the co-founder of Devico, and it's truly an honor to be here today because I have been an alumni of Marius Public School. My heartfelt gratitude to Nellie Ahmed, Biswajit sir, and the entire team for organizing this wonderful event because it is a very great opportunity for people like us who are working towards sustainability. So when I talk about Devico, so Devico emerged out of passion. I have always been a fashion enthusiast. I have always loved fashion with my heart, and for me, Devico was something that was born out of the desire to create meaningful clothes. I never wanted to just build another brand, another clothing brand, but a brand with a meaning. A brand that also talks about our heritage, our traditional textiles, and our handicrafts. Because when I was working in the development sector, I had traveled extensively in India and I could find that there was no handloom textiles available in the local markets that we could procure. And the only fabrics that we know of are of mulberry silk, eri and muga, which is again very expensive and not everybody can afford to buy. So here I felt like that we needed to bridge a gap. And the gap was to bringing in contemporary designs through our hand-woven textiles. So this is exactly where Devico came into alive, and we have been working towards that goal ever since. We believe that some clothes are worn and some are lived in. So this is what we call that clothes with meaning. When clothes have meaning, we naturally value it more. We start to repair them. We try to make sure that we upcycle our pieces and then we wear our heirloom pieces. So these are certain methods that we have always incorporated in our personal lives. But when I thought about this deeply, and if this idea can be shared amongst people of upcycling and of repairing, I feel that we are going to be traveling towards a sustainable world. But I think with fast fashion coming into the picture, I believe we really have lost the art of admiring our indigenous crafts. And here, I wanted to speak about Devico being rooted in Assam and Northeast India because I feel that here in Assam we have been wearing Gua Kapur from a very, very long time. And Gua Kapur is something that's best suited for our climate, and it's something that our weavers have been making since a time immemorial, and I don't think it's something that needs to be diminished, it needs to be revived. And for us as a brand, it was a big challenge to bring in contemporary designs because when we were growing up, we never found Gua Kapur in everyday wear clothing. We always saw Mekhela Sador, we always saw saris, and the options felt very limited. But it was always in my mind that I needed to create something that could bring in this into our fast fashion, it could kill the fast fashion that we are talking of today, and we start choosing better clothes. And choosing better clothes means choosing better fabrics. So when we know about fabrics, only then we can understand why we are wearing it and how it's impacting our lives. So this is one thing that I wanted to focus on. This is called linen. I'm sure we have all heard about linen, and many people do not like linen because it gets creased very easily. But at the same time, this is something that we all need to know, that linen is a natural fiber, and when you're wearing natural fibers, it's supposed to have creases. And that is the actual beauty of wearing natural fibers. And we, I think, with the changing times, have gotten so accustomed to wearing finer fabrics with smoother feel, we have forgotten the art of fabrics which have texture. And our handloom fabrics have texture. So I think after industrialization, there has been a great change, and people have only started relying on mill-made and machine-made fabrics. And I think that is one biggest problem we need to tackle right now. And another issue here is affordability. We cannot afford handloom fabrics. The reason being it's very, very expensive. And another reason we don't get to choose natural fibers and natural fabrics in the market is because we don't have the appropriate knowledge. Many brands are selling linen, many brands are selling hemp, many brands are selling other natural fibers, but they're not being transparent with us. And the only way we can find it out is when we do a burn test at home. So none of us know about the burn test, but I would like to speak about this specifically because it is for our awareness as well. So when we make a purchase, we need to ask the questions like Ms. Sangha Mitra said, like we have to ask the right questions. What is it made of? Is the yarn a natural yarn or is it a synthetic yarn? Because it impacts our skin. And I believe that skin is something that is constantly in contact with the clothes we are wearing. We are sweating, and we are absorbing everything that's in the environment. So I feel whatever we put on the skin matters. And I started developing skin issues because of the fabrics that I was using, and I was not aware. So this is another reason why I started being very conscious about what I am wearing and what I want other people to wear through my brand. So this is another photo of the products that we create. These are all work done by artisans here, and these are all handloom fabrics. The first photo shows a fabric from Run of Kutch. It's called Kala cotton, and it's a rain-fed cotton. It does not require extra water consumption from rivers. So another reason we can go to choosing Kala cotton and fabrics like these is because it does not impact the nature. So I feel like here there is a big gap in awareness. We don't have the awareness, and I feel my brand is something that can build the awareness because all my customers have transparency, all my clients have transparency, and I'm very honest about how we are making, from where we are sourcing, and about fair pricing. So these are certain factors that we try to follow. This is something that we really believe in. Behind every weave is a name we know, because all the clothes that we are making are made by real people, not machines. We are not second sellers. We are producing everything in Assam. And that counts because we do not see a contemporary brand. We do see a lot of boutiques making mekhela sador and designer wears, but we do not see a contemporary brand. And I think that is somewhere where DeviCo comes into the picture. So this is another repair program that we have. This is an upcycling method that we use. This is called patchwork embroidery. This is an embroidery that we use because there are a lot of fabric waste that we tend to produce after making a lot of clothes. And we also try to collect the fabric waste from the tailors in the markets of Fancy Bazaar and Pan Bazaar, and we try to collect them and make them into patchwork method embroidery so that it can be reused and we don't have to throw them. This is another hand embroidery. It's a very intricate embroidery method that used to be used in different parts of India, but now it has lost its art because the demand is very less and people have stopped relying on hand embroideries. People have started liking machine-made products so much and finer embroideries that they do not understand the difference between a valuable piece and a finer piece. So I think here our responsibility is also to talk about what kind of practices we have had in India and what we need to take it forward. These are some contemporary designs that we have been working on, because these are the kind of things that you don't get to see in handloom textiles, because these designs are contemporary designs. And whenever I wanted to wear something out of handloom fabric, I could never find these. That is the reason I made this brand, because I wanted our generation to understand the culture and heritage of India. So these are certain things that we use. So this is another technique. It's called natural dyeing and eco-printing, which Ms. Sangha Mitra has already mentioned, and she's doing beautiful work. This is another technique that we also use to make our fabrics more valuable, because this is a method that I feel has zero waste, and I don't think this is going to impact our environment on any angle. And this is something that has a very beautiful actually feeling when you wear it, because as I can see ma'am wearing the chadar, I can already feel that she's vibrating higher. So that's something that we need to all understand, like when you wear natural fibers, you naturally vibrate higher. I'm also wearing indigo dyed, so I really feel good today. I can feel the difference. When I'm wearing a shirt which is made of chiffon and I'm wearing a shirt made of indigo dyed, I naturally feel the difference. So I think we all need to experience that, and only then we can understand what I'm talking about. So this is a cycle of creation basically. That's how we do eco-printing. This does not do justice to the process we go through, because it's a very tedious work. It takes time, it takes hours, and it's not easy. We need a lot of manpower as well. But it's just 2 people, me and my fiance right now, working hands-on with everything. This is a few pictures I have right now with me. This is another product that we had recently made out of marigold. So these are all marigold imprints, and it's a contemporary regular fit shirt made out of koala cotton. So it looks it looks like a regular fabric when you look at it from a photo, but again when you wear it, you'll know the difference. So we also do personalization, we also do customization, because we feel that when a person or a client is involved in the design process, they naturally tend to value that piece more. So they tend to repair it, they tend to rewear it. So this is what has happened with me as well. I stopped buying. I was a big shopaholic, and I stopped buying clothes now because I've started tailoring clothes. So this is one reason. This is another change that I've seen in myself after starting to brand. And this is another top that we have been working on. It's a rain-fed cotton top, which looks like a regular top, because I did not invent a top, I did not invent a shirt. I'm not doing anything new, but I'm trying to bridge a gap here. And the gap is that we need to push forward our handloom textiles into contemporary design and silhouettes. This is my only goal, because only then we can, I feel, bridge a gap, and all our young students can also understand that, yeah, we can wear it. So we don't get to see all these things in Zara or H&M or all the other contemporary brands, but we can make a difference. So I think it's very important that we support each other, because in Assam we have a lot of potential. And I also see that people in Assam have stopped weaving cotton, which is very sad to see. People are mostly into Muga area, and whenever I have asked and inquired about cotton, I have mostly gotten a no. Because, yeah.
I'm weaving cotton. Yeah, we're also weaving.
I'm so glad this event happened, and I'm getting connected with you people, so I can take from you all.
This is hand-woven cotton also.
It's lovely. Yes, so this is what I've always wanted. Gamusa. Yes. So lovely, ma'am. So I'm so happy to see that some of us have taken up cotton as the main thing, because we don't get to see cotton. This is one biggest issue. So then another reason is the cotton that we're using is not the only cotton that we're getting in Assam. The cotton are coming also from South India. There's cotton from Kutch. There's cotton from other parts of India. So I think it's a need of us to push forward these, because these fabrics are best suited for our Indian climate. And I think we do not need to rely on international brands. We can be self-sufficient, because India has always been. And I believe it's all about conscious choices, and that choice is a very small choice. It can start from a toothbrush, to a water bottle. So I think it's just about a small choice that makes a very big difference. This is another wrap skirt which I'm wearing right now, and it's an inclusive piece. People from any size can wear it. This is another design technology that we thought of including in our brand, because we do see that there are a lot of plus size people nowadays coming and wanting to wear very different kind of fashionable clothes, and there are very less brands who are catering to plus size. So we wanted to bridge that gap as well. We wanted to work with plus size models, we wanted to work with people from all shapes and sizes, so that nobody feels left out or intimidated. This is indigo. The photos here, basically it's dyed indigo, and those are yarn. So this is something, it's like a lost art right now. And indigo was known as blue gold once upon a time. Like even now, we don't get to see. In Assam, I think in every household we used to hear about neem. But now we don't get to hear that. We don't get to find it in the market. So I think this is also lost. It's a lost art that we need to revive and reintroduce, because it really matters. because we have been producing this from ages and ages, but the thing is that it's going out of India and all our artisans are not getting rightly paid. So this is one thing. All the synthetic fibers that we're getting are coming from, yeah, we have the hand block printings like Malik Road, and we have Ajrak and all these prints, and all the prints that we under the brand sell are all hand block prints. We do not do machine made prints at all. These are some photos of naturally dyed and eco-printed outfits. That's a contemporary dress, and these are shirts. So this is we started the brand in 2023, so it's pretty relevant new, and like we have a lot of work to do. There's a lot of work we have to cover, but I feel like the responses we have been getting in the past 3 years have been very encouraging for me, and we have been growing at a rate that I wasn't expecting. And right now I have a store, and I would really love for everyone to come and see my work, because our Instagram profile does not do justice. Because there's very less time for me to post photos. Because I'm mostly running around, and right now I have a team of 2 to 3 people, but I think I'm really happy with whatever I have created, and there's a long, long way to go. There's a long way to go.
Where's your store?
It's in Pan Bazaar now. It's just a few meters from here. So yeah, this is all about Deviko, a fashion enthusiast who started a brand because she felt like this is the kind of a brand that needed to be here in Assam. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Up next, we have with us Mr. Narmohan Das, who is a champion of ethical textiles. Having co-founded the Ahimsa Eri Silk Project to promote non-violent, cruelty-free silk production, his initiative safeguards traditional Assamese weaving heritage, promotes natural dyes, and provides sustainable, eco-friendly livelihoods to rural artisans and silk rollers. So the floor is yours.
I would also like to introduce to you all the official memento for the SDG and ESD Conclave. Most interestingly, it is a cardboard memento, so which brings in the true ethos of sustainability, and we have designed it in our little design room at Maria's Public School. Yes, the mehndi on the hands on the memento, like it symbolizes the women in business, sustainable business from Northeast India. And there's a tiny child's hand also holding a bit of soil from where a sapling is sprouting.
So beautiful. Very nice.
अहिंसा का सिर्फ ऐसे एक शब्द नहीं है, उसको बहुत केयर करना पड़ता है। जो मॉट आएगा ना, मॉट मेल फीमेल मैटिंग होगा, उसको बहुत रेस्पेक्टफुली हमको वहाँ पर रखना है। और जब मेटिंग होने के बाद तो मेल का लाइफ पहले ख़त्म होता है, उसके बाद फीमेल का लाइफ ख़त्म, उनका साइकिल है। उसको भी हमने ऐसे झाड़ू मार के नहीं उठाना है। जैसे हम आदमी को मरने से आदमी को हम एक रेस्पेक्ट देते हैं मरने का बाद भी, उसी हिसाब से हम उनको भी एक रेस्पेक्ट एक सुंदर से एक जगह में हम रखते हैं। वहाँ डेफिनेटली कोई चींटियाँ या कुछ चिड़िया खा जाएगा, लेकिन हमने जहाँ तक हमारा अंदर जितना काम है उनको हम कभी भी गलत ढंग से रियरिंग टाइम में कभी भी गलत ढंग से हमने कुछ किया नहीं है। और जब अहिंसा हमें मिला, अहिंसा का बहुत अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस हुआ, लेकिन मैं नॉन अहिंसा भी मेरे को बेचना ही पड़ता है क्योंकि अहिंसा का ऐसा मार्केट नहीं है। तो अभी मार्केटिंग के लिए हमारा एक फ्रेंड गया हुआ है ऑस्ट्रेलिया में। उसमें जो जैन कम्युनिटी है, बहुत सारा जैन कम्युनिटी ऑस्ट्रेलिया में है, बहुत पुराना और बहुत जॉइंट बिलीवेबल कम्युनिटी है। तो उन लोगों का वहाँ जाके उन्होंने बातचीत कर रहा है। धीरे धीरे शायद कुछ ना कुछ मार्केट का ये हो, हम यही सोचते हैं। बाकी नॉन अहिंसा में हमने जितना काम किया है, जहाँ जहाँ थोड़ा सा हमको डाई और कपड़ा का थोड़ा सा लुक टच थोड़ा सा ले आया, उतना हम दिखाते हैं। लैक का मालूम है आप लोगों को सबको? लैक का लैक होता है वेस्टेज। हम तो सिर्फ कलर को एक्सट्रैक्ट करते हैं, उसके बाद जो वेस्टेज होता है वो वैक्स। जो सपनवुड है, सपनवुड एक ट्री है, वो असम में या नॉर्थ ईस्ट में नहीं मिलता है, जनरली साउथ इंडिया में मिलता है। हमको ये चीज़ें लाना पड़ता है साउथ इंडिया से। चारकोल है, माइरोबेलन से आयरन मिलाने से चारकोल आता है। माइरोबेलन का साथ आयरन। टर्मेरिक तो पता ही है आप लोगों को, ये लैकाडम टर्मेरिक से बनाया हुआ है, टर्मेरिक चाय है। मंदिस्था है, मंदिस्था पता है, क्रीपर होता है, अरुणाचल में एबंडन है, जंगल है अरुणाचल में, और हम उसको यूज करते हैं। स्टेम से भी होता है और उसको पाउडर फॉर्म में ला के मंदिस्था से फ्राई किया जाता है। टी वेस्ट है, टी वेस्ट का एक और एकदम जब टी वेस्ट होके ढेला ढेला बन जाता है, उससे कलर और ज़्यादा अच्छा बनता है, लेकिन वो वेस्टेज बहुत कम मिलता है। संघमित्रा ने ऑनियन स्किन का दिखाया और ये ऑनियन स्किन है। संघमित्रा लिप्स है, डायरेक्ट इम्प्रेशन लाया है। हमने पानी का साथ घोल के, पानी का साथ बॉईल करके ये लाया है, तो ये ऑनियन स्किन डिफरेंट, क्योंकि डाइंग का जी ये इंडिगो है। इंडिगो भी हमें बाहर से लाना पड़ता है, क्योंकि कोई हमारा फ्रेंड ने बताया कि असम में जो था वो कम हो गया है। अभी भी जोरहाट डिस्ट्रिक्ट में कुछ जो श्याम गांव हैं उन लोगों में थोड़ा थोड़ा है, एकदम 2-4 कपड़ा करने के लिए है, बस खत्म हो जाता है, तो उसको कोई भी प्लांटेशन करने के लिए नहीं सोचा है। इसलिए अभी हमको इंडिगो भी बाहर से लाना पड़ता है, और इंडिगो को डाई करना थोड़ा सा असम में थोड़ा सा दिक्कत होता है, क्योंकि असम में क्या होता है, जो भैट होता है वो रात का अंदर पूरा कूल हो जाता है, और कल अगर हम डाई करेंगे तो उसको हीट देना पड़ता है। हीट भी कितना देंगे हमें पता नहीं होता है कितना हीट में ठीक रहता है, तो ऐसे ही हम लोग हीट दे के आगे बढ़ते जा रहा है। और इंडिगो, एक्चुअली इंडिगो असम में सिर्फ प्लांट नहीं है, इंडिगो का करीब 3-4 वैरायटी था। अभी भी कार्बी आंगलोंग में 2 अलग वैरायटी होना चाहिए, लेकिन अब उसको कौन निकालेगा ये नहीं मालूम, मतलब कि हम लोग ऐसे खो देते हैं ना चीजें। और ये 2 कलर मिक्सिंग में किया है। जो सपनवुड है, सपनवुड का कलर डाई पहले कर लेते हैं, उसके बाद इंडिगो का भैट को पतला करके ले लेते हैं, लेकिन इसका एक टच दे देते हैं, तो ये कलर मिलता है। এইটো ফৰেষ্ট গ্ৰীণ বুলি কয়। এইটো কালাৰ হৈছে প্ৰথম টাৰ্মেৰিক কৰি ল'ব লাগে, লাইট টাৰ্মেৰিক, তাৰপিছত লাইট ইণ্ডিগো কালাৰ। এইবিলাক হ'লচেল 1600। बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं दिखाऊंगा आप लोगों को, कपड़ा बहुत है, लेकिन और बॉडी डिजाइन सारे हाँ। और ये कपड़ा है जो हमने वर्क में एरी हैंडस्पन यार्न है, वेट में एरी फाइबर है, यार्न नहीं, सिर्फ फाइबर को ही उसको बनाने का अलग तरीका है, फाइबर बॉइलिंग प्रोसेसिंग से लेकर शुरू करके हमने जितना भी इसमें ऐड करते हैं, जैसे स्प्रिंग वाटर, रेन वाटर, वेल वाटर, ये सब में यूज़ करके हम इसको बनाते हैं। बॉइलिंग करते समय जब रेन वाटर अवेलेबल होता है वो मिलते हैं, स्प्रिंग वाटर हमें मिलता नहीं है, और फिर हम वेल वाटर यूज़ करते हैं। सारी टोटल अब ये हमने बनाया था, एक ट्राइबल मोटिफ है, राभा का मोटिफ है। मतलब हमने बनाया इसलिए था, बहुत महंगा हो जाता है बनाने से, लेकिन हमने बनाया था कि ठीक है कम से कम एक पीसेस राभा का नाम से तो हमारे हाथ में रह जाए। तो ये पीसेस आप छू के देखने से भी ऐसे लगेगा, हाँ नहीं ये तो वो एक किसी बात की।
By the impressive ecopreneurs here, it is apparent that today we are trying to bridge two worlds. The first is the world of enterprise, represented here, as I said, by ecopreneurs and sustainable industries, and the world of education, where the seeds of our planet's future are planted every single day. Let me begin with a truth that has hit us all, and we can no longer sugarcoat. Our planet is on the brink of complete collapse. When we look at what is happening around the world today, be it the raging forest fires, the devastating landslides, the catastrophic floods, the unprecedented rise in global temperatures, we know that this is not something that is happening in isolation. And obviously, these two worlds that I'm talking about can no longer operate in silos. What we are witnessing is a blaring siren. Humanity is writing its own tragedy. And unless we train the next generation of students to arrest and reverse it, humanity is doomed. Having said so, sustainability cannot remain an extracurricular hobby or an activity in school. It must be the very bedrock of how we teach, how our students learn, how we think, and how we live. That is why the deliberation that we see today, integrating the Sustainable Development Goals into the formal school curriculum, is not just an academic exercise, but it is a survival strategy. The vision and mission of Maria's Public School, established in 1988, was learning beyond the classroom and nature as our classroom. These terms were coined by our founder and managing trustee, Nellie Ahmed ma'am, and under her mentorship and guidance, this journey did not begin with modern buzzwords. Rather, it began with the raw, unaided ingenuity of our students. I want to take you back to 2004. That year, our students won the first prize in Mumbai in the Green Eye contest organized by CII by designing a comprehensive, eco-friendly blueprint for our school grounds, which were just about taking shape. Mind you, this was 2004. There was no widespread internet access in our classrooms or in our homes. There were no search engines giving instant answers. There were no chatbots, AI chatbots, to bring out blueprints. Our students sat together with pencil, paper, and their own imagination to conceptualize a truly green campus. And what a vision they drew. Without digital scaffolding, they mapped out systems for water management, rainwater harvesting, drip irrigation, and the separation and reuse of grey and black water to prevent a single drop of wastage. They worked on solar paneling and on-campus biogas generation, using geotextiles for soil conservation and sustainable landscaping. They proved 2 decades ago what we are reinforcing today. When young minds are challenged to solve real-world problems, their capacity for innovation is boundless. In 2007, 5 students made their way to the United Nations in New York, armed with a 5-minute video on global warming and its impending crisis. Most importantly, our students debated on the floor of the General Assembly of the United Nations that the Western developed nations should take full responsibility for global warming and must aid the developing and the underdeveloped world to reduce carbon footprints. And our students received a resounding applause from schools and students of Africa, South America, and the entire Asia. And of course, they carried the day. And the same day we got to know that this 5-minute video that our children had made in 2007 without AI won the first prize in the United Nations. These achievements at the national and the international level evolved into an institutional culture, the culture of Maria's Public School. Sustainability in our school is lived through concrete, student-led action. Every lesson plan is synced with an SDG goal wherever possible. Some of the projects on Biobana, Hirecraft, and EcoPeel will be showcased tomorrow. Today and tomorrow the projects will be there. Yeah. Moving on, we signed a formal memorandum of understanding with Earthful Foundation to ensure structured collection and safe disposal of electronic waste. And this collection process has also been a huge learning for the entire neighborhood in which the school is situated. And this contract is in force till 2030. The Friday Plastic Drive is another thing that I'd like to talk about. In collaboration with Akshar Foundation, a school in Guwahati, which takes a weekly fee of 25 plastic bottles instead of money, you know. So we have also tied up with the Akshar Foundation, and our children bring to school every Friday clean, dry household plastics, and they deposit it in a certain area of the school. And every Friday, a personnel from Akshar Foundation comes and collects the plastic. Most importantly, this initiative has turned our students into teachers at home, educating their parents and co-opting entire families into the recycling ecosystem. Again, in our mission to promote quality education for all so that no one is left behind, we have underprivileged children from our neighborhoods and orphanages coming to our school on Saturdays to learn computers, and it's our students who teach them. And they are also taken to the ATL, the Atal Tinkering Lab. The different activities done by our students are shown to them. It's a huge learning for them. And the curiosity and the wonder that we see in their eyes motivates us to do even more. Our students also engage in fundraising from time to time. Very recently, each student of our school brought a book that they had read, and our student council put them up on sale, and the proceeds from the sale are going to the orphanage to buy them essential medical supplies. These experiences have taught us a critical lesson. Children do not learn sustainability from textbooks alone. They learn it by doing, by measuring, and by seeing the impact of their hands-on work. As we deliberate today on weaving the SDGs into our school curricula, let us draw inspiration from the ecopreneurs in this room. You have built viable industries focusing on environmental health, circular economies, and green technologies. Our schools need your real-world case studies, your mentorship, and your challenges. The need of the hour is for educators and schools to come together to design a structured curriculum where science classes treat local ecosystems as primary laboratories. Economics and commerce highlight sustainable enterprises and green supply chains. Community service is measured by carbon footprints reduced and waste diverted. And as we saw in the presentation given by Paramjit Dhillon ma'am, the SDGs need to be visible, loud and clear all over the school. The future is undeniably uncertain. But I do believe that the young generation, our students, have been sufficiently awakened to lead in the implementation of the SDGs. As educators, we must always remember we do not inherit the earth from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children. Let us return it to them in a state worthy of their future. To conclude, we must ensure that our schools are living and breathing SDGs into the very ecosystem. Thank you so much.
A very good afternoon to our respected Chief Guest, Paramjit Kaur Dhillon ma'am, National President SDG Council, WICCI India, Nellie Ahmed ma'am, Founder and Managing Trustee of Marius Public School, Maushami Mohanto ma'am, Principal, Marius Public School, and everyone present here. The primary section, Marius Public School, introduces the Sustainable Development Goals through simple, meaningful, and hands-on learning experiences to help children know what the Sustainable Development Goals mean. We try to train them into individuals who would eventually grow up to contribute to a better and more sustainable future. We sow the first seed of sustainability in the minds of our dear children. I, Sumana Roydhar, along with my wonderful colleague Rashmi Borkaputi, are here to share how the MPS primary section incorporates the SDGs in everyday learning. Value-based lessons, SDG 4, quality education that teach kindness, honesty, empathy, and respect for others. Environmental awareness, SDG 13, climate action through waste segregation and recycling activities. Water conservation, SDG 6, clean water and sanitation by encouraging students to save water. Energy conservation, SDG 7, affordable and clean energy by teaching children to switch off lights and fans when not in use. Reading stories, SDG 4, quality education that promotes peace, equality, compassion, and responsibility. Nature work, SDG 15, life on land and outdoor learning to help children appreciate biodiversity and protect the environment. Celebrating days of importance, SDG 4, quality education, like Earth Day, Yoga Day, and World Environment Day. I have shared the 5 SDGs, and now my friend Rashmi Borkaputi will take it further. Thank you.
Thank you, Sumana ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. Now I will share some more SDGs in everyday learning. Health and hygiene, SDG 3, good health and hygiene, education through lessons on cleanliness, healthy eating, yoga and physical activities. Equal opportunities, SDG 5, gender equality, by ensuring every child participates in classroom and co-curricular activities. Community service, SDG 11, sustainable cities and communities. Activities like cleanliness drives, donation campaign, and awareness programs. Reducing plastic use, SDG 12, responsible consumption and production by saving electricity and water. Encouraging reusable bottles, lunch boxes, and cloth and paper bags. Collaborative learning, SDG 4, quality education, through group activities that develop teamwork, cooperation, and respect for each other. Project-based learning, SDG 11, sustainable cities and communities, SDG 15, nature, walk, and wildlife, in topics such as nature, wildlife, and community helpers. Inclusive education, SDG 4, quality education by respecting and supporting children of different abilities and background. Now, presenting our primary section's SDG portfolio video that gives you all a glimpse of the projects and programs. Good afternoon, everyone. In middle school, we are introduced to students who have had their initial learning of SDGs from the primary sections. And we try to transform the learning outcomes acquired by the students into concrete concepts through classroom lessons, projects, and activities. Today, I, Namrata Pathak Borwa, and my colleague, Gitanjali Goswami, would like to share a few examples of how we have integrated SDGs across different subjects and grade levels in a multidisciplinary approach. The students of class 5 were mentored to do a project titled Appreciating Nature as part of the English lesson based on the poem How Many Greens. This activity was aligned with SDG 15, Life on Land. Students collected leaves from different trees and plants around the school campus and preserved them in their scrapbooks. While studying poetry, they also explored the diversity of plant life around them, developing observation skills and a deeper appreciation for biodiversity and the importance of protecting green spaces. On the occasion of World Environment Day, the students of classes 4 and 5 created posters and badges promoting environmental protection and designed masks of endangered animals. The activity was connected to SDG 13, Climate Action. Through this creative activity, they learned about wildlife conservation, the habitats of different species, and the importance of taking action to protect our environment from the effects of climate change. We are proud to let you know that Marias Public School is a part of the national project Vision Life, curated and supported by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India. And the students of the middle school constitute the first batch of students to work for the project. Now over to Gitanjali ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Namrata ma'am. The students of class 6 transformed discarded materials such as cardboard, paper, cans, etc. into useful items like paper bags, pen stands and dusters as part of the project Best Out of Waste during class lessons, which supported the SDG 12, Responsible Consumption and Production. This activity reinforced the principles of reducing, reusing and recycling while encouraging creativity and responsible use of resources. The students of classes 5 and 6 took part in creating a vertical garden as part of the science curriculum, which was linked to SDG 15, Life on Land. Students repurposed used plastic bottles into planters, planted saplings and installed them along the railings outside their classrooms. They continue to care for these plants, learning about sustainable practices, plant growth, and the importance of increasing green cover in our surroundings. At MPS, we also keep our projects in sync with the mandates of the CBSE board and the NEP 2020, integrating SDG understanding with experiential learning. Presenting some glimpses of the projects and the activities. Thank you.
Next we have Aradhana Bhattacharya ma'am and Charnika Kalita ma'am, who will be introducing the projects done by the secondary students.
Good afternoon to all the distinguished guests and dignitaries. The learning of SDGs and the follow-up through projects are based on the strong foundation and stepping stones laid down for us by the primary and middle school at Marius Public School. It gives myself, Aradhana Bhattacharya, and my colleague, Chayanika Kalita, teachers of science, immense pleasure to let you all know that the students follow the SDG understanding through innovative projects which are not mere conventional projects but also an effort to address some of the challenges faced by our environment and the society. The projects that are planned, executed and presented by our students demonstrate high-level scientific and interdisciplinary knowledge, creativity, innovation and sustainability that come together to create meaningful solutions. Through these projects, our students have explored how agricultural waste, which is often discarded, can be transformed into useful and eco-friendly materials. This encourages us to rethink our approach towards waste and adopt the principles of sustainability and circular economy. Now over to Charnika ma'am.
Thank you, Aradhana ma'am. Today, our students of secondary section will show how environmental challenges can be transformed into meaningful opportunities. Our innovative project, Higher Craft, focuses on converting the invasive water hyacinth into beautiful and useful handcrafted products, helping to restore water bodies while creating sustainable livelihoods. The project entitled BioBana showcases how discarded banana stem can be transformed into paper and other eco-friendly products, promoting the efficient use of agricultural waste. Our students came up with another project, EcoPeel, that focuses on making bioplastic out of banana peels, which is highly beneficial as they are biodegradable. We are extremely privileged to welcome you all to witness these inspiring presentations and encourage our students as they share their innovative solutions for a cleaner, greener, and a sustainable future. Over to our wonderful students. Thank you.
Greetings to everyone present here. I'm Pratisha Sarkar. And my name is Shravani Fukan. And today we are here to introduce our project, Higher Craft. Imagine a beautiful lake completely covered by a green thick carpet. That is water hyacinth, one of the world's most invasive aquatic plants. It grows extremely fast, blocking sunlight, depleting oxygen, harming aquatic life, and blocking fishing and transportation. Removing it is expensive, and the collected weed often just becomes waste again. Our project, Higher Craft, sees this problem differently. Instead of treating water hyacinth as waste, we use it as a valuable raw material. We collect the raw materials and convert them into eco-friendly, handcrafted products. Would you be surprised to know if we told you that water hyacinth is used as manure and in the process of vermicomposting? The flower of water hyacinth is actually utilized as a mosquito repellent. We solve two problems at once, reducing an environmental hazard while creating sustainable products with market value.
Our process is extremely simple, affordable, and does not require any expensive machinery. And so, it can be easily adopted by rural communities, women entrepreneurs, and local self-help groups. Most importantly, our project directly contributes to 5 SDG goals. SDG 6, clean water and sanitation. SDG 8, decent work and economic growth. SDG 12, responsible production and consumption. SDG 13, climate action, and SDG 15, life on land. Looking forward, we plan on collaborating with other environmental organizations, local self-help groups and artisans as well. Because we believe that innovation doesn't always need some advanced technology, because sometimes it just starts with looking at a problem a little differently. What people call a weed, we call an opportunity. Thank you all so much. Now I would like to take this moment and invite you all to Netvi House tomorrow, where we are organizing an exhibition. So please do come so that we can explain to you all in detail about how we made products out of our wonderweed, water hyacinth. Thank you. Presenting to you all Hirecraft.
Water hyacinth, a rather beautiful but invasive species. It's a fast-growing aquatic plant native to the Amazon basin. It has thick green glossy leaves along with beautiful violet flowers. It has air-filled bulbous stalks which help it float on the water. Another crucial point is nutrient-rich water. If the water has extra nutrients, like from fertilizer runoffs or from untreated sewage, it can act as a phosphate for the plant. But now, how does this plant become so immensely invasive? When the temperatures are between 25 degrees to 30 degrees Celsius, it grows very rapidly. So, we want to utilize this invasive species. Even though many businesses have done it before, our project helps raise awareness and inspire local actions by showing that anyone, even students, can turn an environmental problem into a sustainable solution. We start off by cutting the leaves of the stem. They are the main star of our project. Now this stalk needs at least a week or two to dry up. Once dried, the stalks can be too brittle to weave, so we need to soften them up. Soaking the stalks for up to 10 to 15 minutes can do the job.
BioBana, a small initiative that focuses on creating eco-friendly and sustainable products from banana stem waste. Now, you may all be wondering, why banana stem? Well, banana is one of the most commonly cultivated crops, both globally and in India. But oftentimes, after the fruit is harvested, the pseudostems are left to decompose, burnt, or even discarded. This unnecessarily contributes to pollution and accumulation of waste. So, we wanted to think of a better alternative, something that was tree-free, chemical-free, and easy to adopt. That is where BioBana came into the story. Through our simple process, we were able to give something that was considered a waste a new life.
Our processes includes cutting the pseudostem into small pieces and then boiling it in water and lemon juice and then blending it into a fine pulp before finally letting it dry underneath the sunlight to form our sheets. With these sheets we can make various products such as keychains, bookmarks, notebooks and even thread, the only limitation being our own creativity. We have connected numerous sustainable development goals which are products such as SDG number 8, decent work and economics growth, number 9, industry, innovation and infrastructure, number 12, responsible consumption and production, and number 13, climate action, and 15, life on land. So please do take some time tomorrow to come and visit a small stall in Netfree House, presented to you by BioBana.
Good afternoon to each and everyone present here. I am Adhin Ghosh
And I am Ayan Sharma
from Marius Public School. Today we are here to introduce our project EcoPeel, creating bioplastic from banana peels. As we all know, plastic is an indispensable part of our daily lives, but conventional plastic creates serious environmental hazards as it takes hundreds of years to decompose. So we thought how we can use the banana peels in making bioplastic. The process is simple. First we collected banana peels and chopped them into small pieces. Then we blended them with water and strained the mixture. Next we heated the mixture while stirring it continuously until it thickened. Finally we spread it into thin layer and dried it under sunlight for 3 to 4 days to obtain our bioplastic sheet. This sheet can be creatively used for making bookmarks, coasters, keychains, seedling trays, toys for children, etc.
Our project is directly related to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals as it supports SDG 9, developing an innovative bioplastic from banana peels, SDG 12 by converting waste into a useful product, SDG 13 by reducing plastic pollution, SDG 15 by helping protect soil and wildlife from harmful plastic waste. To conclude, banana peels is not just a waste. It can be used to make bioplastic, compost and organic fertilizers beside other useful products. By utilizing banana peel effectively, we can reduce waste, conserve resources, and promote a cleaner and more suitable future. Thus, our project EcoPeel shows that even a simple idea can contribute to a cleaner, greener, and more sustainable future. Thank you.
Bioplastic from banana peel. Every year, millions and tons of banana peels are thrown away as a waste after the fruit is consumed. Most of these peels end up in landfills where they decompose and can contribute to the environmental problems. To reduce this waste, we have tried to develop biodegradable bioplastic using natural starch and cellulose found in banana peels. Step 1. We start by collecting banana peels and cut them into small pieces. Step 2. After cutting the banana peels, add the pieces into the blender and blend batch-wise with 1 cup of water. Step 3. Now pour the mixture into a strainer and strain it thoroughly. Step 4. Boiling the strained mixture and adding gelatin, glycerin, vinegar until its consistency thickens. Keep the mixture into a mold and keep it covered under the sunlight for 3 to 5 days. What did we learn from this project? Creative use of waste materials, sustainable alternatives may have benefits but also limitations that need further research. Other uses of banana peels. Banana peels can be used as compost, natural fertilizers that can be used as animal feed, paper making, etc. Things we can make from: bookmarks, coasters, seedling tray, keychain, toys for children, etc.
Next, I'd like to invite Dr. Biswajit Dey to talk about the projects done by the senior secondary students and also deliver the program overview for Day 2 at Netfee House tomorrow.
So before I move on to the senior secondary, so as we have seen, the understanding of SDG is beginning from the primary section and it's advancing to the middle school and it goes to the secondary section. So before I take you on a journey to senior secondary, because that's a bit different than what the other sections are doing, like I would like to present another innovative project which is done by the secondary students. It's called Second Life for Clothes, Better Life for Earth. It is a student-led initiative that promotes sustainable fashion through recycling and upscaling of old clothes. By reducing textile waste and encouraging responsible consumption, the project develops creativity, environmental awareness, and social responsibility among students while involving families and communities as well. They are exploring SDG 12, Responsible Consumption and Production, SDG 11, Sustainable Cities and Communities, and SDG 10, Reduced Inequalities by promoting the use and sharing of clothing. And also SDG 1, No Poverty by encouraging a donation and redistribution of usable clothes to those who need, particularly during the flood times. So we are transitioning from the understanding of SDG to an overall integration of SDG through the curriculum. But when SDG is introduced in a school like Marias Public School, we ask the students a very important question. How do you want to learn? We do not just give them assignments, we do not just give them tasks, we do not just give them mandates of SDG. Do not do SDG because someone else is telling you to integrate. It has to come from within. So how do you want to integrate the SDG? So Marias Public School is the only school in Northeast India that has a design studio. We are the only school which is having 2 design subjects. So through the design department, we are bringing the innovations and design together. Again, like the design department is a brainchild of Nellie Ahmed ma'am, and she started it during the year 2015 because she wanted the students to go wild. So we integrate animations, we integrate visuals, understanding of SDGs within the curriculum. So when we come to the senior secondary, the journey actually begins with Nellie ma'am's initiative, and she is the driving force behind it. But before we give the SDG projects to the school, we also ask a very important question before we give the assignments. Karke kya hoga? How is the project going to enhance your CV or portfolio when you are appearing for the design entrance exams and also approaching the universities from where you have to submit your design portfolio? So we do not do SDG integration just for the sake of it. We do SDG and education for sustainable development to enhance the creative portfolios of the students as well. So I'll give you a glimpse of the kind of projects that we are doing. And as Moshu ma'am had suggested, all SDG integration sometimes begins with a problem. You see over here, we wanted to sensitize people about the endemic fishes which are found in the lakes, ponds and rivers of Assam. So they wanted to create a project based on that. We gave them the case study and they created some lampshades by the theme of endemic fishes of Northeast India after doing a survey in the local streams. Our school is right beside a wetland. It's called the Damal Bill, and the water is being fed by a river which is coming from the Amcham Wildlife Sanctuary right in our backyard. And previously, even when I joined Marias Public School in 2012, I used to see elephants coming into the Damal Bill, and we used to photograph them. The bill used to be extended, but now due to rapid urbanization, most of the section of the bill has been covered, multi-rise buildings have come up. So the habitat has changed. We wanted to introduce students, they had a chapter on mangroves, the importance of mangroves in the ecosystem, in the protection of the ecosystems. So the students came up with this idea, sir, can't we make a mangrove model to see how the mangroves are actually saving the ecosystems? So our mangrove project began. So it's a realistic project through the understanding of mangroves ecosystems and how the mangroves are actually preventing the soil erosion. So we made a working model for that for our science exhibition. This is very interesting. If you see those tubes on the right hand side, whenever you print flex rolls, these are the spindle tubes that come in the middle. But these tubes are not biodegradable, though they look like cardboard. So all the printers who used to be around the school, they used to throw the cardboard rolls into the wetland right in our backyard. And that created a lot of problem. A lot of clogging happened, the wetland water flow was disrupted, and also sometimes they were burning the tubes right beside the school, and the toxic fumes used to come out. So what we decided, we collected around 200 tubes to see what we can fashion out of it. The design students created some furniture made out of these tubes for the Montessori and the primary section of Marias Public School. And these furniture are going to be on display tomorrow. Even you can sit on it, because each furniture is very sturdy, because we are making it from a non-biodegradable material that looks like a biodegradable material. So this is a glimpse of how the students are fashioning the sustainable furnitures out of a material like that was actually thrown away. This is a glimpse of the small chairs, like which can be used by the students, and you're going to see it tomorrow at Netflix. Yes, yes. We also made caddies because sometimes teachers came to the design room and they complained, no, like we have a lot of charts, like we cannot keep the charts organized. So students made some chart organizers for them using these tubes. This is very interesting. Like we were studying like how the ants and the termites, they regulate the temperature in their burrows and the termite hills. So thermoregulation. We went to a forest and we studied the cross sections of some ant hills and termite hills, and students came up with this idea like we can use these terracotta pots, like because if you pass water through them and when the air flows, it's due to evaporation of the water, the air cools down considerably. So we made a small air cooler model which is going to be on display tomorrow as well. Fashion design is a very interesting part of the design curriculum, and this year, like we did a very crazy thing. Like I'll showcase some models tomorrow, because some of the mothers came and complained, like why should the students have all the fun? And Nellie ma'am suggested that give the mothers the sustainable materials. So we gave them cardboards and newspapers. They created dresses out of them. They walked the ramp wearing those dresses, and we are going to showcase some photographs tomorrow during our exhibition. This will be during our summer camps this year. So fabrication and carpentry has taken over from the SDG learning from the junior classes to the senior classes. So the projects that they do become a part of their creative portfolios when they approach universities. These are very common scenes. Like if you come to Maria's Public School, they are always building something, cutting something, sewing something at one corner. This is very interesting. Like this is a small glimpse of the mangrove ecosystem that we also got a model Royal Bengal tiger to showcase on them. And the roots that you see over here, these came from Sundarban. Like we contacted a person who sent us actual mangrove roots to try out in our model. This is one of the sketches of a very endemic species of fish. It's called Channa barka. It's protected under the Wildlife Protection Act. It's a Schedule 1 species, and it's found right beside our school. Like when we were doing the wetland hyacinth project, when we were scooping up some hyacinth, and we got a small fish, like we scooped up a small fish, and when we photographed it and saw it under, like enlarged it and saw it, the scales, like we identified it as the Channa barka. It actually gives a very, it gives an idea to the students also that they have to preserve the wetland right in our backyard. This is the lampshade made by the students by using that cardboard material, and the art materials that we used during that year was not financed by the school, and nor did we take the money from the parents. We put these sets of lights on sale during one of the social science exhibitions, and these sold off, I think, by 2,500 a set. And we made a lot of money, 7,500, with which we brought our art materials for the next year. This is a very interesting project. Like Ainame ma'am will be telling you more about this particular project. This looks like limestone stalactite formations, and Nandini is here, who was a part of the project, and even Mihika is here. So all our students are here who were a part of this. It was a geography project, because when we are imbibing SDG within the curriculum, we also have to keep in mind that we have to bring in this interdisciplinary approach. SDG is not only for science, SDG is not only for art. Like in fact, even storytelling can be a part of SDG. Like even comic book design can be a part of SDG. Even animation films production can be a part of SDG. So why not explore this entire diverse aspect of SDG integration? This is the final look of the mangrove ecosystem. As you can see, the Royal Bengal tiger is perched right on top. And we had pumps to emulate the waves of the water. And if you could see here, we had put some houses, the villages, which are untouched by the waves. So as they pass through the mangrove, the power of the waves go down and the water becomes stable completely. We'll be showcasing some of these models and projects tomorrow at NetFi. Please visit our exhibition stall. A bit of assembling going on in the furnitures. Which brings us to the overview about tomorrow, day 2 of the program. Like tomorrow also we are going to have a star-studded gathering of people, and new plenary speakers are going to come and join our task force. So we are going to begin with welcoming Dr. Rizwanuzzaman, who's from the government of Assam. He's a senior consultant of Assam Climate Change Management Society, and he's like a superman of climate change mitigation in the government sector. And Rizwanuzzaman sir is going to come and sensitize us about how government can be inspired by the initiatives of the school. So it's not the other way that we are exploring. So we are also going to be having Samir Bordoloi's Green Commandos coming in, and they are from the grassroots, and they are the farmers who are taking the charge of conservation, and they are taking the charge of preserving our green lands. We are also going to be having a new batch of plenary speakers coming in. Tomorrow we are targeting gender equality as a catalyst to realize SDG goals. These are our topics for tomorrow, and please do not miss these sessions, and these are going to be so powerful, power-packed sessions, each of them giving us new guidelines which we can integrate in our projects. We are also going to be having actionable sustainability, the WICCI councils, moving from awareness to action, and I think Dr. Alaknanda Das can give us the greater aspect of the policies tomorrow. We are also going to be learning about integrating SDGs into businesses. Ainame Fanmu ma'am is already here, and Neha Kaul Parashar ma'am is already here. So we are going to be listening more about their journeys of how to integrate SDGs into businesses. How do they look at it? And what is the need of ecotourism in the scenario of Northeast India? Why do we need to sensitize the community? Why do we need to be close to our roots and not deviate? Let's learn from them. We are also going to be having a regional focus tomorrow, and as the global policies of ESD and SDG cascades right from the United Nations to the local governments, it's also very important to know what are the regional perspectives of SDG. What are we going to do in the states of Northeast India? So tomorrow we are going to have Mitanandya Goswami ma'am sensitizing us about the international expert, who's an international expert in ESD, and she's going to be speaking more about the global policies and also the local integrations. And I'll be telling you all about the balance between the IUCN and the UN climate policies for sustainable development integration. Because what Finland is doing or Sweden is doing in their countries, India might not do a similar project. It might not be applicable for our own regional scenario. So let's adapt our strategies as per the region from where we are. We are also going to be having Dr. Sheila Bora with us tomorrow, who's going to be telling us more about SDG policies and advocacy. And we would request Krishnamani ma'am to tell us your regional story and give the presentation tomorrow as well, because that's a really inspiring story, and we are really inspired by your life's journey. Thank you so much, ma'am. And we are going to have some more surprises, performances and projects to showcase for tomorrow. Please join us tomorrow at Netfee House, same time, 9 a.m. in the morning.
I'm the founder and CEO of Northeast AI Innovation Labs. Our mission started last year. We intend to empower people of the Northeast region to use AI in every aspect that they can to increase productivity. And as I've heard from our distinguished delegates, not to replace creativity, because human creativity should always be first and foremost. We've heard such wonderful things from starting from Paramjit ma'am to Krishnamoni, from Narmohan sir, all of you. And as Principal ma'am has given an example of how, first we heard about the women in business, so the business side comes together, and then the second half was the education side. The idea of this conclave ultimately is that it starts as a platform. This is the beginning, it should not end with it. And so we've created what we hope will be the future of this, the legacy of this conclave. So this is our website. It's called sdgconnect.org. It's very new, it's very fresh. So there's still a lot to do, but we just want to quickly go through what it does. It connects you, entrepreneurs who believe in SDG, to act as mentors for the students who you have so inspired so well today. And we want you to inspire thousands and thousands more. So this is basically connecting global change makers to accelerate the SDGs. There's also the educational part. So we have, for instance, courses that we will make available for free, learnings that we've built at Maria's, and even for anybody else, maybe from Punjab, whatever you've learned in Kamala Nehru Public School as well. So all of these can be put together for so many other people who are just waiting to just have that access. So we can do that. Mentors, you can sign up to be a mentor. And then spaces, which is basically a discussion forum. So I'm just going to go through an example so that students can join in for a particular SDG goal, and then they can discuss, talk with others, discuss ideas. This is basically like a social networking, but only specifically for that discussion space. So this is one, and then of course we've already gone through the courses, and this is just an example, sorry for that. So essentially these are the kind of courses that can be done. They can start learning, and when you become a mentor, these are just sample holders, apologies for that. So they book a meeting for maybe 15 minutes, talk to you. So I just want to go to mentors, because the reality is that right now we have nobody. So this is your opportunity to become mentors. So mentor number 1, 2, and 3 are just there. I wonder who's going to be the first mentor. There's a button here, apply to be a mentor. You can just click here, and you will come to a mentorship application form. You just fill in your details, and you give your working days that you don't want to be disturbed, basically. So you say, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe you're free only on Sunday, whatever. And then whatever your area is, and you submit. And then hopefully all of you who apply do become a mentor, but maybe some might take a little time. So, we really hope that this is the start of the legacy of this first conclave ever held by a school for meeting this SDG and ESD as well. Thank you so much. Just to mention, this site is called sdgconnect.org, and you can sign up. For the students amongst you, you can please go ahead and say join community. Even if you're an entrepreneur, you can just go ahead and click join community, and you have a sign up to the SDG Connect network sign form as well, and yeah, you just become a member.
Tomorrow they can do that? Tomorrow?
They can do it right now.
Let's sign up.
Yeah. Oh, you signed up? Oh, great. Oh, congratulations. We have our first member. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah, you have to be fast, man. So there, in SDGconnect.org, you go to mentors and then you say apply to be a mentor. No worries, the galleries are one place for you. Okay, thank you so much, guys, and please do join so that it's only for your benefit. We have this platform with so many entrepreneurs who are willing to give you time. They've shared their stories, inspiring stories, and it should be available to everybody who can do that and then inspire and build great enterprises ahead. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah.